tonight. It'll be a 12-game homestand going for a little less than a couple of weeks. Phil Elson here with you on the ICT Tech pregame show here on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. Nice to have you with us on the broadcast tonight. We've got Matt Alderman back at the studio, and a little bit of a humid evening here at Ray Winder Field. We've got a good crowd, however, starting to pack into the ballpark. And there's a great giveaway tonight, 1932 Travs replica jerseys to the first 1,000 paid adults, courtesy of Arby's and Fox 16. Of course, as we celebrate the last season of Ray Winder Field, the 1932 edition of the Arkansas Travelers were the first team to play here at Ray Winder Field. A look at our pitching matchup tonight. It'll be Jesse Smith, who's turned into the most dependable starting pitcher for the Travs. Jesse dealt an 8 in the third inning start in the victory over Springfield on Sunday, and comes in with 7 wins, 8 losses in 20 games with a 4.28 ERA. However, this Wichita ball club has been the nemesis of Jesse Smith. They're hitting .370 against Jesse, and he has allowed 21 runs to the Wranglers in 15 in the third inning. So Jesse looking for a little bit of revenge against the AA affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. Meanwhile, it'll be Billy Buckner on the mound for the Wranglers, a 6'2" right-handed curveball specialist who's making his 6th start at AA. His record 1-1 with a 5.81 ERA. Travs hit him pretty hard in his second AA start back on July the 6th, scoring 5 runs and 7 hits and 3 in the third innings. The Wranglers would come back and beat Arkansas, giving Buckner a no decision. He's 1-1, a 5.81 ERA in 5 starts after posting 7 wins and just 1 loss in the California League, earning him the promotion to the Texas League. Well, we got a single game tonight, double header tomorrow, no game on Sunday. The Travs will finish the series Monday and Tuesday against the Wranglers, and Springfield Cardinals come in for 4 games. And we hope to see you at the ballpark here during this 12-game homestand. Again, the longest homestand of the 2006 baseball season. Plenty to talk about coming up on the ICT Tech pregame show. First, we'll be sitting down to chat with former Traveler hitting coach and current Angels minor league catching instructor Todd Takayoshi. Always a great chat when you sit down and talk with Taco. We'll talk with Todd right after this break on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice. Education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Hey guys, want another beer?
Another what?
Another beer.
I didn't have a beer. Did you have a beer? I don't think so.
Yes, you did. These beers right in front of you. Remember you ordered them from me?
Where? I mean, I remember eating the wings. Yeah, the wings were good. Are you sure we drank the beer?
Look, you guys came in, you ate the wings, you drank the beer.
Huh.
Whatever. Do you guys want another round?
Of what?
Beer.
Yeah, that sounds great. You want a beer? I would love a beer.
Next time, try the light beer with the taste you won't forget. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. It's the Travelers opening up a 12-game homestand, and tonight taking on the Wichita Wranglers. Travs start today to 2.5 games in back of Wichita for first in the North Division. Joining us on the pregame show, former Traveler hitting coach and current Angels minor league roving catching instructor, Todd Takayoshi. Todd, it used to be really easy to describe your job. It's now become a couple extra words and a little more of a mouthful. But it entails a lot of travel that you're doing. We've interviewed a lot of the roving instructors over the years. As a roving catching instructor, your job is, I would say, as distinct of a job as there is across the Angels system, because you're really working with one position. Even the infield instructors are working with 4 guys. So I would imagine it's really a lot of heavy one-on-one interaction that you do with the catchers across the system.
Yeah, for the most part. It's AA and AAA, there's 2 catchers, and then in the A-ball clubs we usually have 3 catchers. So it's you're right. It's a lot more one-on-one time. It's the lower student teacher ratio. So, but it's good. It's rewarding, and it's fun to be able to get with these guys on a more individual basis.
Taco, when you were playing, was there a roving catching instructor around the Angel system or around any other system as well? Because I'm not sure if there had been.
When I was playing, John McNamara was our roving catching instructor, but I don't think it was necessarily a real common position. I'm not sure if a lot of other organizations had them either, to tell you the truth. But the last decade or so, it's become a pretty important position. I'm pretty sure all the organizations have a roving catching instructor.
Well, you mentioned that it really it's a lot of travel, especially this time of year when there are 7 affiliates that the Angels are working with, and you've got to work with all of them. So you're traveling around the minors. When's the last time you were home?
I was home about 5 days ago for a couple of days. I go home from here for a couple of days. That's basically how it's been since our short season teams have started up. Travel's a lot more expensive, but season's winding down here. I think I have one more trip to each affiliate, and then like I said, I'll be done for the rest of the season. Then we'll go to instructional league.
Now, being a batting coach, with the Travelers for a couple of seasons, I kind of wonder, do your batting coach instincts take over sometimes? Obviously, it's not what you're working with the guys, but are you specifically only working with the catchers and only on their catching?
Yeah, I'm only working with the catchers. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable going into an affiliate, stay here and try to do anything with the hitters, because that's Keith Johnson's job. It's his program, and I don't want it to be a situation where there's conflicting information going to the kids, and I don't want them looking for advice somewhere other than their hitting instructor. I wouldn't have felt comfortable when I was a hitting coach, and I think it's best if they hear it from fewer sources. It's a system-wide program with the Angels as far as the hitting, and they're not going to hear anything different from him than they would from me. So I don't want it to turn into a situation where it would appear like I'm trying to do somebody else's job, basically.
Taco, you very well know, and I think we here in Arkansas understand, too, that catching is a strength in the Angels system. It's a major league, AAA, AA, single A, strong catchers all throughout the system. And I've talked to Bobby Wilson about this. This seems to be an organization that is good for a catcher to grow in his position. And it would stem, of course, from Mike Scioscia being a catcher and being at the top as the manager for the Angels. There's a lot of managers that came from being a catcher, more so than any other position. Why do you think so?
I think the main thing is you spend your whole career working with pitchers, and you kind of get a feel for how to handle them. And I honestly think that's the biggest job you have as a manager, is handling your pitching staff, knowing when to use guys, when to give guys rest. And as a catcher, you do a lot of that. And then you're involved with a lot of other stuff as well as a catcher. When you're playing outfield, you're not worried about where the infielders are playing, and you're not worried about what the pitchers are doing. When you're a catcher, if you're a good one, you kind of have to keep an eye on what's going on with the whole field, and again, going back to with the pitching, you really need to be able to help the pitchers out. And I think when you're done playing, if you're good at that, then it gives you a leg up in managing.
Taco, last year's Traveler catcher, Mike Napoli, is now starting a lot with the Angels, and he was given that opportunity as Jeff Mathis slumped in his first shot with the Angels in April. And I know I've seen Mathis's stats at AAA in Salt Lake. He's been having a good year for AAA, but I mean, it's got to be disappointing for him to be sent back down. You've been working with him this year. How has Jeff been, after the demotion? Obviously, his stats are good, but is he still there? Is he still thought of as a prospect in the Angels system?
Oh, definitely. He's one of the best catching prospects in baseball. He's got tremendous upside. And since he got sent down, he's been handling it like a professional. He understands that he was struggling a little bit when he went up there, and he hasn't pouted or hung his head at all since he's been sent down. And he's just ready to hopefully get another shot. And I think once he goes back up there, I think you'll see a different guy. I think he's more prepared for it, and I think he knows what they expect now. But he's been great. He's been outstanding, and I wouldn't expect anything less from him.
The last thing I want to ask, Traveler fans have been pretty impressed with Bobby Wilson this year. I'm not sure if we would see him again next year, but tell us about who's down at Rancho Cucamonga. I've seen the name Michael Collins pop up, Tyrone Boykin has talked to me a little bit about him, but you've worked with Michael Collins. What's he like as a catcher?
He's coming along. He hasn't been an everyday catcher that much. He won the job last year, probably about 2/3 of the way through the year. He caught a lot, and he's been catching quite a bit down there this year. He still has some things to work at. He's more of an offensive catcher right now, and he's gone through some growing pains, but, there's other days where he looks outstanding, and so he's got a chance to be a catcher, be a solid catcher. There's two other guys down there, a guy named Tim Duff, who's an outstanding defensive receiver. He was up there a little bit last year, and he's just one of those guys that makes catching look easy. And then there's a kid named Ben Johnson who's got a chance to be a good catcher also, a little bit more of a bat, but he's another guy that didn't catch much before he got in the pro ball. And some things are starting to click, but he's a little bit inconsistent with everything too right now. But all three of those guys have some upside, and I think they're in the right organization.
Todd, we appreciate your time. It's wonderful to have you back here. Always a pleasure to have Todd Takayuki with us here.
Great to be back, Phil. Thanks.
We'll be giving Todd a $15 gift certificate to Shorty Smalls, located in Little Rock, North Little Rock, and Conway. Coming up next, a little starting lineup for the Travelers and the Wranglers on Air America, Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headaches, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Ashbury, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use as directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better because two great companies have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SBC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with voice services, digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and singular wireless. Learn more at thenewatt.com. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. No, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
If you haven't been able to quit smoking for yourself, think about the people around you. Every year, secondhand smoke kills more than 40,000 non-smokers and causes over 400,000 cases of severe asthma in children. Call 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Now. Stamp out smoking. A Healthy Arkansas initiative from the Arkansas Department of Health and Human Services.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge, for real world success.
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
We are America, Little Rock. 1380 KDSC, North Little Rock.
Back at the ballpark is the Travelers and the Wranglers getting set for Game 1 of this 5-game series. Phil Elson with you on the ITT Technical Institute pregame show as we take a look at our starting lineup tonight. We begin with the visiting Wichita Wranglers, the AA affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. They put together an 18 and 15 second-half record, and that's good for first place by 2.5 games. Overall, 52 wins, 51 losses. And leading off tonight will be the shortstop Ángel Sánchez, with Alex Gordon batting second and playing third base. Hitting third and on major league rehab for a bulging disc in his lower back, designated here Mike Sweeney, 5-time All-Star for the Kansas City Royals and also the Royals team captain. Cleaning up will be the left fielder Dee Brown with Billy Butler in right field. Mitch Maier is out in center tonight, and it'll be Donnie Murphy batting seventh. He'll be at second base. Kila Ka'aihue at first base, and rounding out the starting nine for the Wichita Wranglers is catcher Adam Donachie. That is Sanchez, Gordon, Sweeney, Brown, Butler, Maier, Murphy, Ka'aihue, and Donachie. And by the way, it looks like Sweeney will be with the Wranglers just for a couple of games. Who play today and Game 1 tomorrow. And then, from what I've heard from the Wichita broadcast crew, the Royals are planning on taking a look at Sweeney after that. Here's the lineup for the Travelers, AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They've got 16 wins, 18 losses in the second half, and they're 2.5 in back of Wichita. Overall, the Travs 40 and 63. And leading off tonight is right fielder Nathan Haynes with Aaron Peel in left field. Batting third will be the shortstop Brandon Wood with Matt Brown cleaning up and playing third base. Center fielder Terry Evans tonight. The Travs DH Greg Porter in the sixth hole. Catching Bobby Wilson with Matt Pauley at first base. And rounding out Arkansas starting nine is second baseman Eric Rodland. That's Haynes, Peel, Wood, Brown, Evans, Porter, Wilson, Pauley, and Rodland for Tyrone Boykin's Arkansas Travelers. Take a quick look at our matchup on the mound for the Travs. It's Jesse Smith. He makes his 21st appearance overall and his 20th start with Arkansas. It'll be his second start since a spot appearance with AAA Salt Lake on July 18th. Jesse is 7-8 with a 4.28 ERA. Meanwhile, it is a right-hander on the mound for the Wranglers, Billy Buckner. He'll make his sixth start at AA with 1 win, 1 loss, and a 5.81 earned run average, and had an all-star campaign in the California League with 7 wins, 1 loss, and a 3.90 ERA. Now you can hear the Travs are taking the field. We'll come back with the first pitch next on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Okay, here you go. The perfect house. So you ready to put in a bid? Oh, what? It's a pretty tight market, and I'd really hate to see you lose out. It's the first house you've shown us. Yeah, isn't that great?
Now working with the Century 21 agents. Century 21 agents pledge to keep showing you properties until you're satisfied. Only Century 21 agents offer the Century 21 Service Pledge to help reduce the stress of buying real estate. Century21.com. Real estate for your world.
The Century 21 Pledge is offered by participating offices. Each office is independently owned and operated.
When good spark plugs go bad, even a drive in the country is in jeopardy.
Hey, spark plugs, let's get Captain over some performance anxiety.
I don't understand. This never happened before.
Yeah, whatever.
First performance letting you down?
Who's this guy?
Autolite XP Extreme Performance Spark Plug, ma'am.
You seem different from the other spark plugs.
I have iridium enhanced fine wire technology for faster ignition and optimum performance.
Ooh, that's hot.
Autolite, it's time to change your plug.
Well, Phil, it's Clunker Car Night at Ray Winder Field Tuesday, August the 8th, and the Arkansas Traveler team, we've got them. We're the largest clunker car dealer in the state, Wild Phil, and we're not selling them, we're giving them away. Over 9 used cars given away free, and the Arkansas Traveler team is out to prove we're the #1 clunker car promoter in America. Be here at Ray Winder Field, Wild Phil, on Tuesday, August the 8th, and win a free clunker car.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Hey, you just heard the commercial yourself. We had Bill Valentine promoting our Clunker Car Night coming up on Tuesday, August 8th. That'll be towards the tail end of the current homestand that starts tonight. And, of course, the final season at Ray Winder Field with our last Clunker Car Night at the old ballpark. We'll be bringing the tradition out to Dickey Stevens Park next year, so don't worry, it won't be the final Clunker Car Night in the history of the franchise. No doubt we're bringing that over to the new yard next season. Just had a round of applause for the young man throwing out the first pitch tonight, Logan Parker. And he got one in there for a good strike. Speaking of strikes, balls and strikes tonight called by Miguel González, a brand new umpire in the Texas League. The crew chief, Jeff Macias, over at third base, and the first base umpire tonight, John Brammer. Jesse Smith is warming up out on the mound at the moment. Traveler right-hand starting pitcher, 25 years old. Actually, 26 years old. Turned 26 at the beginning of July. Smith making his 21st appearance, his 20th start with Arkansas. 7 wins, 8 losses, with a 4.28 ERA. Here are the rest of Jesse's numbers. He's worked 115 and 2/3 innings, surrendering 143 base hits, 11 of them homers. He's walked 43, struck out 63, and the league batting .306 against Jesse Smith. Jesse's had a tough time with the Wichita Wranglers, as this will be the 6th time that Smith takes the hill against Wichita. He made his only appearance out of the bullpen against the Wranglers, and that was due to his shortest start of the year. Back on April 21st, Smith giving up 6 runs in just 1 inning of play. The Travelers did come back and win that game in 10 innings, 11-10. And so Smith, who only threw about 28 pitches in that first inning, came back 2 days later and threw 1 scoreless inning in a 6-5 win. But in his last 2 starts, Smith has had some real troubles against the Wranglers, giving up 11 runs in just 7 1/3 innings, and the Travelers have lost both of those games. Smith is coming off a fine performance. He defeated the Springfield Cardinals on Sunday 6-4, dealing 8 1/3 impressive innings. He pitched around 10 hits, gave up only 4 runs on 2 walks and also 6 strikeouts. Jesse, a first pitch strike kind of a pitcher. If he's getting in a groove, Trav should have a nice game tonight. He's going to ready to face Ángel Sánchez, right-hand batting shortstop for the Wranglers. Our first pitch of the night is thrown at 7:13, and Sánchez takes a fastball for strike 1. Sánchez batting .285 in 98 games, 4 homers, and 43 runs batted in. Corners up a little as a slider from Smith hits the dirt, and it's a ball and a strike on Sánchez. Following Sánchez, you'll have Alex Gordon on deck and Mike Sweeney batting third in the inning. Top 3 hitters for the Wranglers. The pitch from Smith is lined the other way. Paulie leaps it, just got the tip of his glove and goes into right field for a base hit. Sánchez lines a single to start this night. And it'll bring up Alex Gordon. Paulie almost able to make that catch. A nice attempt at the ball. He stands 6'1", needed to be 6'2" to make the catch. Here's Gordon. He's homered in 3 straight games. Certainly developing into the kind of player that the Royals were hoping for after selecting him 2nd overall last season from Nebraska. Smith goes to the belt and delivers. And Gordon takes a slider inside corner, strike 1. Gordon on an 8-game hitting streak coming into this game. He's raised his average to .303. Team leading 17 homers to go along with 59 runs batted in. He's got a slight bend in the knee, leans back with Smith putting the ball behind his back. Takes a look over at Sánchez as he comes to the stretch. Third baseman Brown way off the line and backing up now. Here's an 0-1 pitch to Gordon. He swings and shoots it towards the gap in left center field. That is a shot. That gets all the way to the fence. It rolls to the warning track, and there's the center fielder Evans picking the ball up, firing to the infield as Sánchez rounds third and scores easily. The Wranglers take a 1-0 lead, just 2 batters in. Well, Gordon has certainly shown that he has advanced to the level where the Royals could think about bringing him up to AAA, or heck, they could even think about bringing him up to the major league. Gordon with his 13th base hit in the last 9 games. And he drives in his 60th run of the season, and the Wranglers take the lead. Nobody out of the first, and Gordon is second for Mike Sweeney. So things don't get any easier for Jesse. In fact, they get a little tougher. Sweeney, 33 years old, from Orange, California. He's a 5-time All-Star with the Royals. And the pitch to the right-hander. High fly ball, deep right field to the corner. Chasing it. Haynes, that is, over his head. That'll hit the warning track. Gordon on his way to third base. He'll send him home. And he scores easily. Sweeney replaces him at second base. It's 2-0 Wichita, just 3 batters in. Sweeney, who was just 1 for 7 in a 2-game stint with Burlington in the Midwest League, shoots the first pitch to the right field corner and knocks in Gordon. Wichita in front 2-0. Still no outs here in the first. This looks very much like what happened to Jesse Smith back on April 21st. And the Wranglers started to swing the bat free and easy against them and didn't stop until they scored 6 runs in the first inning. And we'll continue to say throughout this order, this Wichita lineup is stacked as far as AA is concerned. It doesn't get any easier. Here's Brown on a 6-game hitting streak. Big power-hitting lefty. Who's also had plenty of time in the major leagues, although not this year. Here's a pitch. Smith throws a slider for strike one right down the middle. Be careful with Brown. In his third go-around of the Texas League, he is just as fearsome of a hitter as he was when he first came to the circuit in 1999, and certainly a little bit wiser now. 290 average, 10 homers in 59 games. 0-1 pitch. Check swing that bounced off the dirt and away from the catcher Wilson. On his way to third is Sweeney. The plate umpire Gonzalez never told us if that ball hit Brown when he was in the batter's box. Brown, a left-hand batter. That curveball went into the dirt, and it looked like it bounced at least in front of Brown's right foot. Wilson not arguing the non-call, so Sweeney to third base in a wild pitch, and the Travs in danger of falling behind 3-0 without even one away. Ball and a strike on Brown. The infield is playing back. They need it out. And the pitch from Smith. Fastball on the outside corner, strike two. Dee Brown, 28 years old. This Wrangler ball club does have some players that are a little advanced for this level. Justin Gamal is a backup infielder, 28 years old. And there's Brown at 28. 1-2 pitch is a fastball high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Brown. On deck, Billy Butler, who may actually be the best hitter on the ball club. And this Wichita lineup certainly is stacked. They have scored the most runs in the league at the moment. The pitch is swung on and missed, and Brown strikes out on a Jesse Smith curveball. That's the kind of out he needed, so Sweeney has to hold at third base on the first out of the game. Standing in now will be the 5-hitter Billy Butler. Butler leads the Wranglers hitting .322, and the Travelers dare to bring the infield up against this line drive high fly ball hitter. And the pitch comes from Smith. Butler lines it foul over the right side and out of play. Strike one. Butler was the Futures Game MVP, and it was because his trip to the Futures Game that the Travs took on Wichita on a Saturday and a Sunday without the services of Butler and Gordon. Both were in Pittsburgh for the Futures Game. Butler hit a home run and was named the MVP of that game. Here's an 0-1 pitch. Bringing a foul straight over the press box, strike two. Smith really has to battle just to keep this 2-0 score here in the top of the first. He strikes out Brown for the all-important first out. And the second out, just as important. The infield still coming up. Butler with 12 homers, 75 runs batted in. Seemed to take a disliking to the Travs. Butler hitting .319 against Arkansas with 5 homers. The pitch got in on the fifth and is fouled over the first base roof. Settles onto that roof, and it's still 0-2. Tough first inning here for Jesse Smith on a hot, sticky night. 88 degrees at game time, but it feels like 98 with the humidity in. Smith working hard here to get out of the first. The 2-strike count on Butler. Maier on deck. Here's the pitch. Curveball, high fly, straightaway center. Evans moving towards the right field gap to charge in. Makes the catch. Here's Sweeney tagging up. Evans' throw. It's strong, but up the third base line. Sweeney scores on the sacrifice fly, and Wichita leads 3-0. So the Travs are in a pretty deep hole here in the early going. Now, the one thing the Travs have going for them, at least at the moment, is that Wichita's pitching staff has struggled to the tune of a .467 earned run average on the season. And their starting pitcher, Buckner, has a .581 AA ERA. So it looks like the way the Travs will win this one is if they turn it into a slugfest. Here's Mitch Maier, tall left-hand hitter. Leaning back, and Smith from the windup. His pitch is a fastball just missing the outside corner, ball one. Behind Jesse, it's Terry Evans in center with Aaron Peel to the left, Nathan Haynes in right. The 1-0 pitch comes to Mitch Maier. He swings a drive to deep right field. That one is gone. A solo shot for Maier, and it's 4-0. Right off the bat, you knew it was gone. Maier hits his 12th home run of the season, his 4th against the Travs. Jesse Smith had been very solid. 3 consecutive starts if you count his time at AAA Salt Lake on July 18th when he threw 7 very effective innings. And here in the first inning tonight, To open up a 12-game homestand, Jesse Smith taking it on the chin. Maier, 68th run batted into the season, and there goes pitching coach Ken Patterson, a very slow walk to the mound. A good crowd on hand tonight already. You can see we're going to have a crowd that's around 3,500, maybe a little bit more. And the Travelers find themselves in a deep, deep hole, and they haven't even grabbed the bats yet. Smith, even with his troubles against Wichita on April the 21st, had come into this game with a 1.89 first-inning ERA. And he'd given up only 4 earned runs in the first inning all season. And the Wranglers have scored 4 runs here in the first inning tonight. Patterson leaves the mound, and Donnie Murphy steps into the plate. Murphy is the only one of the first 7 batters in the Wichita lineup who is slumping. He's 2 for 21. And the pitch from Smith is a strike coming to the knees, 0-1 on Murphy. Right-hand batter hitting .230 with 8 homers and 31 runs batted in. The windup in the 0-1. Check swing. It's a called strike on the inside corner. And quickly, Smith gets ahead 0-2. Murphy, one of 3 Wichita starters that have had time in the major leagues, counting Sweeney, Brown, and Murphy. Started at second base quite a bit for KC last year. 0-2 pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Murphy this year, full-time at Double-A. Played 74 games. He's had his season interrupted by a hamstring injury. In fact, a couple of them. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A changeup strikes him out. Smith strikes out 2 batters in the first inning. But Wichita scores 4 runs on 4 base hits. They don't leave anybody on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Traps in a hole. 4-0 Wichita on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
A young married couple sat silently on a porch swing one warm June evening. The young wife looked over at her new husband and asked, "George, do you think my eyes are beautiful?" "Yep," answered George. A minute went by. "George, do you think my hair is attractive?" Again, George answered, "Yep." More time passed. "George, would you say that I have a gorgeous figure?" Once again, George answered yes. "Oh, George," she gushed, "you say the nicest things." I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the Church of Rock Creek. You know, when you're building a marriage, you have to learn how to talk to each other. Think about it.
The Church at Rock Creek has 4 weekend services. Worship times are Sunday mornings at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 11 a.m., and Monday night at 7 p.m. For more information, call 225-8684 or look on the web at www.churchatrockcreek.org.
We've got a crazy fan on the field here, folks.
He's wearing more body paint than a Mustang, Bob.
Uh-oh, here come the refs. But he's not slowing down. Fakes left, goes right, throws the straight arm. He's made it past the end zone.
Say hello to Mr. Goalpost.
Sports injuries can be ugly, but with some of the best orthopedic physicians in the state, Baptist Health in North Arkansas deliver the kind of care that can help you get back on your feet and back to the games you love. For an athletic trainer or for more information, call Baptist Health Healthline, 227-8478.
Oh, he's going to feel that in the morning. You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Well, the Travs stare up at the scoreboard before they even come to the plate today and see that it's going to be a long road back. A 4-0 score, Wichita leading, thanks to a 7-batter rally that was capped by Mitch Maier's solo home run. But the saving grace is the Travs have been one of the top offenses in the Texas League, although they did struggle over the last couple of games against the Springfield Cardinals. Managed only 16 hits the last couple of games and 7 runs. Springfield is a completely different ball club, and they've had some new pitchers come up. Billy Buckner is fairly new to Double-A, just his 6th start at Wichita after making 16 appearances in the California League with High Desert. Curveball specialist. Nathan Haynes leads off for the Travs. Buckner's pitch, and that misses, blowing away for ball 1. Haynes, Peel, and Woods try to get the Travs back into this one here in the first. Buckner makes the turn on the 1-0. Haynes, a solid line drive single into center field, right over the pitcher's mound. So a base hit for Haynes to start the game for Arkansas. That'll bring up Aaron Peel. Peel has destroyed Wichita this season. Collected more hits than any other Traveler against the Wranglers. 33 base hits for Peel against Wichita, besting the runner-up by 11 hits. Peel batting .418 against Wichita. Right-hand batter for Amarillo on the pitch. And it's a fastball for strike one on the low outside corner. 0-1 on Peel, who enters the game batting .280. 9 home runs, 46 runs batted in. And the infield looking for a double play ball off Peel's bat. Buckner coming set after getting a glance at Haynes. A throw over to first base, and Haynes walks back in, no tag. There's a couple of different ways to think about coming back from a 4-0 deficit. You either treat your base runners as very expensive property, and you don't try to steal. The 0-1 to Peel, check swing, but he went through on the curveball, strike two. Or you try to get aggressive early in the ball game and scratch out a couple of runs to get you back into it. And Hope Smith comes back out and puts up a few donut holes on the board. 0-2 to count on Peel. And Haynes taking off on the pitch. It's a curve in the dirt, backhanded by Donachie, but he can't throw the ball. He holds on and actually drops it. Haynes into second with a 16th stolen base. So it looks like the Travs are going to get aggressive, and that's just part of their makeup. This is, I would say, the most aggressive base running team in the Texas League. We've seen that the last few years. That's just Angels baseball. 109th steal for the Arkansas Travelers, 19 more than any other team in the league. So Peel has a chance to cut this lead to 4-1 with a base hit with a count 1-2. The pitch. Change up down low and a 2-2 count. Peel 4 for 17 over the series at Springfield. 3 singles and a double, but he knocked in 4 runs. 2-2 pitch. That's inside. A fastball running into the fifth and diving underneath the ball 3. A full count. Buckner has given up 8 first-inning runs in 5 Double-A starts. And the Travs are just a base hit away from bringing one home. Huge gap through the hole at shortstop for Peel. It's a 3-2 count. The payoff. Swinging a slow number towards third base, but backhanded by Butler. He dribbled it, and he throws to first and gets the out on Peel. 1-3 on the putout. Haynes advances. Very slow ground ball towards third base, but Buckner came off the mound and tried to backhand it. He dribbled the ball, it looked like, bounced it on the grass, and then it bounced back up into his bare hand, and he still had time to get the out on Peel. 1 away, and Haynes at third for Brandon Wood. Situation where really all Brandon has to do is put the ball in play. Anything other than a pop-up or a hard line drive right to an infielder should score a run. The infield is playing deep. The stretch on the first pitch. It's in the dirt. A curveball, ball 1. Nice dig out of the dirt by Donachie. Wood had a tough road trip. He was 9 for 42. Batting average of .214. He did it 3 homers and drive in 7 runs. A lot of strikeouts. The ball and no strike from the tall right-hand shortstop from Scottsdale. And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball pulled foul, bouncing along the third base railing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buckner, we mentioned he's a curveballer, and as a curveball pitcher, you would imagine he would be going to that curveball when he needs a strike. And he's going to have to pitch off his fastball here at Double-A. Into the stretch, the 1-1. Fastball into the dirt, but that is blocked by Donachie, even though he tried to backhand it. It came off the tip of the glove and took a big hop right in front of his face. Donachie a little bit lucky that ball didn't get behind him. Haynes would have scored easily on a wild pitch. Count is 2-1 on Wood. His average, 281. 22 homers, ranking 3rd in the league. 69 RBIs, ties him for 4th. 2-1 pitch. Wood a swing and a pop-up towards first base in foul territory. Ka'aihue gives it a look, but that is into the seats, just into the last row that could get that foul ball, as it looks like it scraped the facade of the roof along that first base side. The count is 2-2 on Wood. So here's a spot where Buckner goes for the strikeout. Now, do you try to get Wood to chase the pitch in the dirt, or do you surprise him with a fastball above the strike zone? We'll see what he does, but if he throws a pitch down the middle, Wood's going to crush it. The kick and the pitch. Curveball struck him out swinging. Wood chased it low. Donachie picked it off the plate and applies the tag on Wood. 13th strikeout for Brandon in his last 8 games. And the strikeout does not bring home Haynes at third base. So the Travs in danger of stranding Haynes on base when they had him at second and nobody out. Matt Brown will need to do something positive here as he steps in. Brown got last night off. Only the second day off he's had this year. First pitch is tight inside, ball one. Brown got his day off after Wednesday's action at Springfield when he struck out 3 times and committed his 6th error of the road trip. The 1-0 curveball found the inside corner. That was a harder curveball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. So we're seeing breaking pitches at a couple different speeds from Buckner, one sharper curve and one slower big breaker. Brown comes in with a .313 average, which is tops on the Traveler Ball Club. The base hit will bring home Haynes at third base, and the pitch. A changeup missing low, 2-1. Buckner grabs the rosin. Second-round draft choice out of the University of South Carolina in the 2004 draft. 2-1 pitch to Matt Brown. Swinging a foul pitch straight back, and it's 2-2. The Buckner strike away out of getting out of the first inning and carry a 4-0 lead to the second. Buckner in his third professional season. 18 wins in his career and 16 losses. Into the stretch he goes, and the right-hander's 2-2 to Brown. Fastball, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Brown disagrees with the call from Miguel González, but this will stick. And the Travelers strand Haynes at third base in the first inning. That'll be a 4-0 lead for Wichita. We go to the top of the second on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope. In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in central, north central, and northeast Arkansas, Double B's has the answers. Double B's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double B's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee, better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin-Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double B's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double B's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Root individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing's better, Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We go to the top of the second. It's 4-0 Wichita. Travelers had a real opportunity to bring home Nathan Haynes after he singled and stole second with nobody out. I'd give credit to Billy Buckner as he gets the next 3 batters out and strands Haynes at third base. Phil Elson with you on the broadcast, and I thank you for tuning in tonight. So does Matt Alderman. He's back at the studios. Matt always thanks you for listening in. The lights get to be turned on. Still plenty of sunshine left, and as you know, we will wait to turn those lights on. Umpires haven't told us to. Kila Ka'aihue steps in for the Wranglers. Big left-hand first baseman. Jesse Smith delivers his first pitch of the second and misses low with a slider for ball 1. Smith faced 7 batters in the first, gave up 4 hits, 21 pitches. So a heavy workload so far for Jesse. The 1-0 to Ka'aihue, and he takes it on the inside corner for a strike. Ka'aihue last year at High Desert in the Cal League hit 20 home runs. He was a California League All-Star. This season did not hit a home run until his 77th game. Turned out to be a walk-off shot against the Tulsa Drillers. Here's the 1-1 pitch, a curveball, and that's at the knees, strike 2. The Ka'aihue's probably had the toughest season for any full-time player in the Texas League. This is his 80th game, batting 186 with that 1 homer and 30 RBI. The 2-strike pitch from Smith, and he hits him with a fastball. Came inside at the elbow, and Ka'aihue wears it on the funny bone. And he'll jog down the first base line. You can certainly see Jesse Smith not quite there with the command of his fastball tonight. And this is the 7th batter he's hit this year. So with a 1-2 count, he puts a man on base. So he goes against the 9-hitter Adam Donachie. It's our first look at Donachie this year. Right-handed catcher playing his 10th game at Double-A. Smith under his belt delivers. In the dirt, it's dug out by Wilson. Ball 1. Donachie comes to the Wranglers from High Desert, replacing Matt Tupman, who'd been a traveler killer for the last 2 years. Tupman up at AAA Omaha these days. And Donachie takes over as the starting catcher. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Donachie hitting 161 in 9 Double-A games, no homers, and 3 runs batted in. 6'1", 215 from Orlando, and he pulls a grounder foul outside Frank White's coaching area at third base. 2 balls and a strike on Donachie. Non-roster invitee to spring training, as many minor league catchers are, but he was a second-round pick and counted as a prospect in the Royals organization. At 294 at High Desert last year with 12 homers. 2-1 pitch, Ka'aihue running, swinging a chopper through the right side. Rodlin is chasing it into the gap, quickly gets rid of it, but not in time. An infield hit for Donachie on the hit and run. It's very rare to see Ka'aihue running on the bases, and Donachie chased a pitch that was at least a half a foot out of the strike zone, but he made contact and hit the ball right where Eric Rodlin had been positioned before he covered second base with Ka'aihue on the run. And even though Rodlin got to the ball, he had too much ground to cover to have time to get the throw to first base. So this second inning is building into another rally for Wichita unless Smith comes back. He's going to go up against the top of the order. That's 9 men face for Smith, with 6 of them reaching base. 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Sanchez, the batter, a single and a run on the first. The pitch, he squares, got the bunt down towards third. Brown bobbles the ball, and everybody is safe. The base is loaded. No play for Brown. He wouldn't have had it played third base anyway. He left it open when he charged on the ball. And Sanchez will get a sacrifice bunt, and the error on Brown, his 19th of the season. And Brown, who's been very steady at third base until recently, commits his 7th error over his last 9 games. So the base is loaded for Alex Gordon. And I shudder to think what's going to happen here. Gordon on a 9-game hit streak after his RBI double in the first. Smith coming set, and his pitch. Curve into the dirt, ball 1. Gordon has now driven in 10 runs during his last 9 games with 13 hits and 4 homers. One place Gordon hasn't had a great year is with the bases loaded. He's not excelled in a spot like this. He's only 1 for 8. They play for 2 on the infield with Smith delivering the 1-0. Gordon swings, lines it up the middle. A base hit to center. Ka'aihue scores. Donachie is center on third. Here's Evans throwing to third base. It's cut off by Wood at shortstop. 6-0 Wichita. Gordon already 3 RBIs, just 2 innings in. We're not even 2 innings in. Smith has not recorded an out here in the second. 2-run score, nobody out. And it looks like Sweeney is no longer going to take part in this ball game. He got 1 at-bat, doubles a run home, and they're going to put in a pinch hitter for him now. So in his rehab tonight, Sweeney gets 1 at-bat, and he will sit the bench. Chris Lubanski comes in instead. Now, you could look at this a couple of ways. Maybe Sweeney's back flared up on him again. I'm not that sure, but just getting 1 at-bat after he had 7 at-bats in 2 games in the Midwest League. That is a little quizzical to see him come out just 1 at-bat into the game. So it is Lubanski getting the chance. 2-1, nobody out. On the pitch to the left, he is popped up on the infield. Smith points to the sky. Brown gets underneath it on the infield grass at third base and makes the catch. The infield fly rule was called anyway. And it is Lubanski popping out for the first out of the second inning. So Lubanski will take over as the DH the rest of the way. And I definitely am interested to see why Sweeney just takes one at bat tonight. You know, we mentioned that he's going to probably play just one game tomorrow. Well, again, if you're in town for a doubleheader as a DH, get as many swings as you can. Here's Brown. Big left-hand batter struck out of the first. Smith with his pitch. It's low ball one. There is action in the Traveler bullpen. And it is Bill Edwards who is getting loose, the right-hander from Memphis. You never like to see a reliever warming up. 1 ball, no strikes. Smith pitch. Low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. Brown batting .290 in 59 games, 10 homers, 44 runs batted in. 6-game hitting streak coming in. Sanchez at second. He reached on a drop sack bunt. Gordon at third with a 2-run single. The pitch. That's low, and it's Gordon at first, not at third. Ball 3 on Brown. The lights have been turned on. Getting a little bit darker down to the south. Oh, pardon me, that's the north. I'm getting turned around here. 3-0 pitch. Brown a swing and a shot foul down the first base line. Put it on the ground. Count 3 balls and a strike on Brown. 6-0 Wichita here in the second. Travelers had won 3 of 5 from Wichita when they last faced against each other July 5th through the 9th at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. And remember the last 2 games, both Traveler wins. Wranglers were without Alex Gordon and Billy Butler, and they both drove in 4 runs between them so far. 3-1 pitch. Brown a swing and a grounder foul again outside first base. And the count 3-2. Smith fighting to stay alive here in the second inning with Edwards warming up. Ty Boykin on the top step of the dugout, with Ty making really an announcement of sorts that he's not going to stick with Smith for much longer unless he can't get out of the second. A payoff pitch, and Brown hits it high down the left field line, slicing foul. Peel gives chase to the bullpen, but comes up short as it lands on the warning track about 10 feet away from him. 3 consecutive foul balls after Smith fell behind 3-0. Wranglers start today with 18 wins and 15 losses in the North Division, a 2.5-game lead over the Travs. Springfield and Tulsa are matched up tonight at Hammons Field in Springfield, are tied at 3.5 games out, although the Cardinals have played 2 more games. Smith twirls the ball behind his back, now into the stretch. He gives Sanchez a look. 3-2 pitch, ball 4 on a curveball inside, and the base is loaded up again. That's the first walk from Smith, but he's also hit a batter here in the second inning. Ka'aihue hit with a 2-strike pitch to start the frame. Donachie's hit and run single put Ka'aihue to second. Sanchez's sac bunt was dropped at third by Brown to load the bases for the first time, and Alex Gordon singled to center to knock home 2. And the pop-up by Lubanski, and the walk to Brown to reload the bases for Billy Butler. Butler a sac fly in the first. Big right-hand hitter. Here's a pitch. High fastball, 1-0. Butler is 6 for 10 with the bases loaded. He has driven in 15 runs on the year with the bases loaded. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Brown a chopper to third base. Picked up by Brown. Throws to second. There's an out. The relay by Rodlin is in time. An inning-ending double play. 5-4-3, and that'll end the second. That is huge. So Smith at least stays off coming out of the ball game as he gives up 2 runs in the second on 2 base hits. There was 1 big error and 2 men left. Bottom of the second, the Travs trail 6-0 to Wichita. This is Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
The romance begins at Cupid. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donahue Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perham in Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the second, the Travelers trailing 6-0 against the Wichita Wranglers. Phil Elson with you on the broadcast tonight. We thank you for tuning in on Air America, Little Rock 1380 KDXE. Banner day for the radio station. Al Franken, the star of Air America, came in today to Little Rock and had his Al Franken show downtown. Would have been there if I was awake. So the bus pulled in at about 4 in the morning. And some of the guys had a little bit trouble sleeping, getting off a bus at 4 and sleeping about half that drive. That included myself, travel manager Ty Boykin had some trouble sleeping, and the Travs a little bit slow coming out of the box today. Meanwhile, Wichita had a restful night, pulled into town at about 7 in the evening after an off day yesterday, and they treated it as a travel day. And it is obvious the Wranglers are quite spry today. 6-0 Wichita in the bottom of the second, and Terry Evans leads off. Takes a pitch low from Billy Buckner for ball 1. 5, 6, and 7 hitters against Buckner, Evans, Porter, and Wilson. And the pitch is a changeup swung on and missed. Ball and a strike on Evans. Terry in his first prolonged slump since the promotion to the Texas League, and of course he was with the Cardinals organization then. And hadn't slumped really with Springfield. A slider is swung on and missed, strike 2. Terry 4 for 20 in the series at his former ballpark, Hammond Field. And it did appear that the Cardinals knew how to pitch to Terry. I mean, he's been at the Cardinals organization for 5 years. So they knew his strengths and weaknesses. A 1-2 pitch from Buckner. Evans, a broken bat, slow roll at a second. Murphy charges, and the ball dies on the infield grass before Murphy could get to it. Evans, an infield single. I hadn't mentioned it today because that's the first chance I've had a chance to see just how thick the infield grass is once again at Ray Winder Field. The thickest infield grass this side of a bowl of Quaker oatmeal. It is, I mean, I don't know exactly how tall the grass is, but it is thick. And you really got to hit it hard to get it through the infield, and that was a very slow dribbler hit by Evans that, well, it stopped before the cut of the infield dirt. Well, about 5 feet in front of it. So Evans on base, and the Travs get their leadoff man to reach for the second inning in a row. Now Greg Porter at the plate. Buckner's pitch, fastball, missing high, 1-0. Porter had a 2-homer game at Springfield and finished the series with 3 homers and 4 runs batted in. DHing once again. Travs look to rally to storm back here in the second. There's a throw over to first base, and Evans back in. No play there. Throw back to Buckner. He dropped it on the mound. Buckner stands 6'2", weighs 215. Born in Decatur, Georgia, and makes his home in Claremont, Florida now. 1-0 pitch to Porter is skied high, but out of play over the third base seat. And that'll get past the wholesale building, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Porter. 6-0 the Wranglers, bottom 2. Dark sky is starting to pour overhead, which has been an ominous day already for the Travelers. Here's the stretch by Buckner and the 1-1 pitch. Porter fouls it away. Same play. Pops up over the third base bleacher. 285 average for Porter. Against the Wranglers, Porter bats 259. So this is one of the teams that he's been solid, not spectacular against. Here's a throw to first base. Back into the first base bag, Evans on his feet. See Buckner throwing to first quite a bit with a 6-0 lead. Nobody out. Porter followed by Wilson and Pauly here in the second. Evans a short lead with his hands on his knees. And the pitch through Porter. Hard ground ball that the grass slows down for Murphy. Throws to second. Evans is out at second base. That's the only play they get. Fielder's choice to the second baseman. You can hear the crowd disagreeing on that call. The base umpire, Jeff Macias, makes the call. Close play at second only because the grass slowed that ball down so heavily. Murphy got it to Sanchez just before Evans came sliding in feet first. So Porter replaces Evans at first base, and Bobby Wilson stands into the batter's box. Right-hand batting catcher. Here's a pitch. Slider outside, ball one. Just as Matt Brown, Bobby Wilson had a day off yesterday. He was 4 for 14 in the Springfield series, smacking a couple of homers in the Travs 15-11 win on Monday. 1-0 pitch. Same pitch, low and outside on the slider, ball two. Bobby hitting .305 with 8 home runs. Driven in 44. Double play depth on the infield with a 2-0 count. Porter leads away and Buckner to the plate. And Wilson drives it in the air to deep left field. That'll send Brown to the wall. He's looking up and it is gone. Bobby Wilson, a 2-run homer over the Wendy's billboard just in front of the scoreboard. His 9th of the season. And the Travelers make it a 4-run game here in the second inning, 6-2. Buckner left that fastball out over the plate on 2-0. And Wilson, who was even a little bit in front of the pitch, still got the barrel right on it. A sweet spot home run for Bobby Wilson. Homer number 4 that Buckner has allowed here at Double-A. And the 10th he's given up overall, count of the Cal League. A 6-2 lead for the Wranglers with Matt Pauly standing in. Buckner makes the turn and deals. Pauly takes it low, ball one. The Travs get an infield hit and a blast. Pauly out in front of the curve is swinging him in. Matt Pauly batting .236, 8 homers, 32 runs batted in. Now the base is empty. The infield is deep. The pitch comes from Buckner, and he swings and misses again on that off-speed delivery. Big, thick gray cloud coming overhead from the north, cooling things off a little bit. The humidity is starting to give way. Count 1-2, and the pitch from Buckner. Pauly takes that curve low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, Eric Rodlin, who's been the hottest hitter on the ball club over the last dozen games. Buckner's 2-2 pitch. Pauly swings a liner over first. It's a fair ball going to the right field corner. Pauly touches first on his way to second, and he'll pull up there with Butler now getting to the ball on the right field line. Pauly doubles for the 10th time as a Traveler, and Arkansas has something going here in the second inning. Three base hits in the second. One of them a little cheap on the Evans infield hit. You can thank the Raywinder field grass for that. But consecutive extra base hits. Wilson jacks a homer. Pauly hits the double, and now Rodlin has a chance to get the Travs within 3. Buckner comes into the stretch. Rodlin, a left-hander, batting .301. Here it is. Fastball, miss outside, 1-0. Rodlin during the 12-game stretch has had a hit in 10 of them. 14 for 33 with 5 runs batted in. A pitch And there's a strike, a fastball on the inside corner. Butler is not an overpowering fastballer. He's got a fastball in the high 80s, but his curveball is money pitch. Into the stretch, a look at the runner at second. Pitch to Rodlin as the curve for strike 2. And that had a nice late break to it. Curveballers are known as pitchers that get a lot of strikeouts, but they usually also allow a lot of home runs on hanging curveballs. Just a couple of mistakes here and then. 1-2 pitch. It's into the dirt, and it's 2-2. Buckner hasn't had too much of a problem with home runs in his career. He did give up 19 last season in 28 starts between 2 levels of single A in the Royals system, but just 6 homers in the California League this year and 4 in the Texas League this year. And the Texas League, certainly a hitter's league. We've had more homers per game in this league than any other league in the minors. 2-2 pitch. That's a little high and outside. Donachie tried to frame that slider, but it came over the outside corner, but a little high. Count full on Rodlin and Nathan Haynes on deck. Buckner has walked 15, struck out 28 in 29 innings at Double-A. You can see those strikeout totals are up. Walk totals are up as well. Here's the 3-2. Rodlin a swing and a soft liner into right field, a base hit. Paulie got out. A slow start, but he's going to be sent around third. Butler will throw to the second baseman, the third run of the inning, as Rodlin drives in Paulie, and it's 6-3. Paulie got a slow jump on the base hit, but Butler, who's not very fast, he's a great hitter, but not a great fielder, couldn't get to the ball quickly enough, and Paulie scored with no play. So just like that, 5 batters into the bottom of the second, we got ourselves a ball game now, 6-3. Larry Carter, the 6-year pitching coach of the Wranglers, walks to the mound. And we'll chat with Buckner. No manager or pitching coach likes to see a 6-0 lead diminish over the course of just a half an inning, where he's given up 3 runs on 4 base hits. Reminder, Traveler fans, tomorrow we've got a double dip at Ray Winder Field, a good old-fashioned Saturday night doubleheader. And a great giveaway, staying with the theme of giveaways that have absolutely nothing to do with the game of baseball. It is Trav's Kickball Night. We're out there with the theme of Trav's Football Night, Soccer Ball Night, Basketball Night. This is a kickball, a big kickball, big and blue, to the first 1,000 paid kids, courtesy of Riceland and KATV. If you're a child 14 or under, or I would say a young adult 14 or under, you get that free Trav kickball, courtesy of Riceland and KATV. And between games of tomorrow's doubleheader, Rubber Boy will be at the ballpark entertaining fans with a very special show on the field. You've got to see what this guy does. It is amazing. Haynes is at the plate, and Carter leaves Buckner on the mound. Gordon comes up at third to guard the bunt, and Haynes swings and pops the pitch out of play over the bleachers. Strike 1. 5 batters into the Trav half of the second. It's a 6-3 Wichita lead. Haynes started the first with a line drive single to center. He would steal second, work his way to third, but was stranded. 0-1 pitch. High fly ball towards the left center gap. Maier chases over his head. And Rodlin at second base. He's on his way to third. He's sent around the base. There goes Haynes to third base. Throw to third. He slides. A triple. Rodlin scores the 4th run of the inning, and it's 6-4. Want to know how fast Nathan Haynes was? He was already halfway to third base by the time Rodlin was 2 feet from the plate. Triple number 3 for Haynes. He knocked in his 13th, and the Travs have made it a 2-run game with the tying run coming up. This is just the second inning. What are we going to see over the next 6? Infield will come about halfway in for Peel, who's dribbled one to the mound in the first. Pitch on the way. Fastball for a strike. Good hittable pitch for Peel, but he takes it and is behind 0-1. I shudder to think how many runs we're going to see in this ball game and how long these 9 innings are going to take. We're about 50 minutes into the game. We're not yet through the bottom of the second. We've seen 10 runs on 12 hits. 0-1 to Peel. Swinging a fly ball towards the gap in right center. Chasing Maier. He gets there. Makes the catch. Haynes tagging from third, and he will score the 5th run of the second inning. Ball hung up there for Maier to track it down, and he is a very good center fielder with range. But Peel makes it a 1-run game on a sacrifice fly. Drops in at 47. And the Travs are 1 run away from tying this one. They had trailed 6-0 in the top half of the second. And here's their top home run hitter, Brandon Wood. Buckner winds and delivers. Wood swings, grounds it foul outside third base. Buckner coming with a fastball on the first pitch to each of the last 3 hitters. Buckner's 0-1 on the way. And he brushes Wood back with a fastball. 1-1. Ball and a strike on the Travelers shortstop. The pitch to Wood. Let that slider go low. Ball 2. 2-1 the count on Wood. 4 for his last 31. 1 homer during that stretch. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to left field. That is Brown going towards the corner to make the catch. And the inning is over. Travelers rally in the second, scoring 5 runs on 5 base hits. There were no errors. There was nobody left. They got 2 innings in the books. The books are already filled. 6-5. Wichita leads. We go to the third on Air America Little Rock 1380.
Let's get this party started.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice. Education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Hey, guys, want another beer?
Another what?
Another beer.
I didn't have a beer. Did you have a beer? I don't think so.
Yes, you did. These beers right in front of you? Remember you ordered them from me?
Where? I mean, I remember eating the wings. Yeah, the wings were good. Are you sure we drank the beer?
Look, you guys came in, you ate the wings, you drank the beer.
Huh.
Whatever. Do you guys want another round?
Of what?
Beer.
Yeah, that sounds great. You want a beer? I would love a beer.
Next time, try the light beer with the taste you won't forget. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller Lite. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headaches, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Ashbury, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use as directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Top of the third, it's a brand new game almost. 6-5 Wichita with Jesse Smith delivering the first pitch of the third inning low to Mitch Maier. Wranglers scored 4 times in the first, 2 times in the second. Travelers answer with 5 runs in the second, making a statement behind Jesse Smith. He got out of the second inning with a bases-loaded double play. A 1-0 to Maier is outside for ball 2. Smith had a rocky 2 innings. Maier with the only home run thus far for the Wranglers. A shot to right field in the first is the 12th of the year. 2-0 pitch. Inside, ball 3. Leadoff man is reached in both innings. Smith allowing a single to Sanchez to start the first. And he hit Kila Ka'aihue to start the second, and they both score. 3-0 pitch comes to Maier. He'll take it on the outside corner. Strike 1. Billy Edwards was warming up when Smith was having his trouble in the second inning, and Edwards has just taken a spot on the pitcher's mound of the right field corner again. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Maier, a late swing, foul ball in the air, out of play. And now it is a 3-2 count on Maier. He'll be followed by Donnie Murphy and Kila Ka'aihue. 6 runs on 6 hits for Wichita. The Travs have scored 5 times on 6 hits. Here's the 3-2 pitch to the southpaw Maier. Check swing, little line drive right to the third baseman, and Brown there to make the catch. That was a very odd-looking swing by Maier. That pitch rose as it came to the left-hand batter, and he checked the swing, and it floated right to Brown for the out. We got time called by the Traveler dugout, and Ken Patterson and trainer Aaron Wells make their way to the hill. Smith came out of his last start complaining of cramps in his legs. And I'm not quite sure what the deal is right here. Edwards is warming up at the moment. Ty Boykin's still in the Trav dugout. And Jesse tells both Patterson and Wells that apparently he's okay. And will head back in, and the plate umpire Gonzalez signals that does not count as a trip to the mound. Anytime you send a coach to the hill with the trainer, it does not count as a trip to the mound. So they could still make one more trip before making a change. As Donnie Murphy steps into the plate. Murphy struck out to end the first inning, and he's 2 for his last 22. Smith delivers the first pitch, and he sends it right back over Smith's head for a base hit. Murphy a solid single, the Wranglers' 7th base hit of the night. We'll bring up Kila Ka'aihue. Ka'aihue scored a run in the second. He led off by getting hit with a 1-2 pitch. Got him on his right elbow. And advanced to second on the hit-and-run single by Donachie, to third on a sac bunt by Sanchez, and he scored on the Gordon 2-run single. You don't want Gordon coming up in this inning with anybody on base. First throw to first base. And Murphy dives back in, no play. Ka'aihue still batting 186. 30 runs batted in, is 1 homer, a walk-off shot a couple of nights ago against Tulsa. And another throw back to first by Smith, a slow throw, sending Murphy back. 1 out, 1 on. Top 3, Wichita leading 6-5. We open up a 12-game homestand tonight. Homestand will last until August 9th. Here's a pitch. And it's low to Ka'aihue. 1 ball, no strikes. To the big left-hand native of Hawaii. Ka'aihue counts Kailua as his hometown. 22 years old. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a high fly ball to deep right field. That one's got the freeway written all over it. It is on Wilbur Mills Freeway. 2-run homer for Kila Ka'aihue. His 2nd home run of the year. 2nd home run of the ball game for Wichita, and they lead 8-5. Boy, Ka'aihue putting a charge into the ball. One of the highest fly balls we've seen in the season. As he hits the plate, Murphy is there to give him a fist pound, and that looks like it's going to be it for Jesse Smith. Tyrone Boykin walking out of the Trav dugout. Edwards has been warming up twice over the last 2 innings. And this will be the 2nd shortest start of the season for Jesse Smith. His 3 shortest starts of the year have all come against Wichita. They just seem to have Jesse's number, and they certainly did tonight. Smith will take a seat in the bench with a 2 1/3 innings under his belt. And it'll be a call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Save a bundle on services from AT&T. High-speed internet, satellite TV, voice services, and wireless. The new AT&T, your world delivers. Edwards will take Smith's spot on the mound. The Travelers trailing 8-5 in the 3rd. This is Air America, Little Rock 1380, KDXE.
Kirk Woolsey, we happen to know that you are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. But check out ATT.com. You can see all our best deals, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you can get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if ATT.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at ATT.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, as long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and federal universal service cost recovery fee extra. High-speed internet or credit applied after 3 months paid service and excludes FUSF cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/offer details. Not available in all areas.
Well, this is an interesting game so far. 8-5, Wichita leading. We remain at the top of the third inning with the Wranglers knocking out Trav starter Jesse Smith, with just 2 1/3 innings under his belt. Back on June 18th, Jesse lasted just 2 1/3 against the Wranglers and took an 8-5 loss. And it's the third time the Wranglers have knocked Jesse from a game before the third inning is complete. You know, most other teams in this league, Smith has pitched very, very well against, including the Corpus Christi Hooks, who have the best record in the league. Jesse Smith is 3-0 in 3 starts against Corpus. For some reason, cannot figure out the Wichita Wranglers. Hopefully Bill Edwards can, as he goes against Adam Donachie, and his first pitch is low for ball 1. Edwards appearing in his team-high 41st game, all as a reliever with 7 wins and 4 losses. Here's his 1-0 to Donachie. That's a high strike ball, 1-1. Donachie had a hit-and-run infield hit in the second and scored a run on an Alex Gordon single. The 1-1 pitch. Donachie takes the Edwards curveball low, and it's 2-1. Edwards coming off of 2 appearances at Springfield. And the 2-1 pitch to Donachie is under the knees, 3-1. Bill pitched a couple of nights ago, a scoreless inning. Made up for giving up 4 runs and 1 1/3 on Monday. Base is empty, 1 out. Donachie, 3-1 count the pitch. Outside, a walk, putting Donachie on base. Wranglers have collected 8 base hits. That's the second walk issued by a traveler pitcher, plus 1 batter hit by a pitch and another reaching on an error. Already 12 base runners out of just 18 at-bats for the Wichita Wranglers. Here's the top of the order for the third time, Ángel Sánchez. And Brown will play at the cut of the grass at third. The pitch is chopped to Brown, moves back, handles the ball, throws to second. Rockland's there for the out. A relay. Got him, double play. 5-4-3, second double play to Trav's turn, and that gets Edwards out of the third inning. The Wranglers scored 2 runs on 2 base hits. They strand nobody. And we'll go to the bottom of the third. It's an 8-5 Wichita lead. You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Japan attacked it.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every time.
Both Doritos, 4834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock, by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-tank trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Park Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh?
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the third, we got an old-fashioned Texas League shootout at the OK Corral. As Wichita leads 8-5, we'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Travelers scored 5 times in the second against Billy Buckner. Travs have already been forced to remove their starting pitcher, Jesse Smith, due to ineffectiveness. Buckner looked solid in the first, and not so solid in the second, giving up 5 base hits. And the last out of the inning, in fact, the last 2 outs of the inning, were pretty well-hit fly balls. Number 4 batter, Matt Brown. He was the only man not to bat in the second as far as the starting 9 is concerned for the Travs. He leads off. Called out on strikes in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. And the first pitch inside from Buckner makes the count 1-0. It'll be Brown, Evans, and Porter against the big right-hander for Wichita. The Wranglers starters, 1-0 pitch. Sinker ball low, 2-0. We'll check Texas League scores this inning. First, give you an update on what happened last night in the league. There's only 2 other games besides the Travs' 7-2 loss against Springfield. Here's a 2-0 pitch. It's in the dirt to Brown, ball 3. Frisco lost to Corpus Christi 5-2. And with Midland beating the Missions 4-3, San Antonio's 3-game winning streak was snapped. And Corpus Christi picks up a game to draw within 2 of the first-place Missions in the South. Here's a 3-0 to Brown, ball 4 inside. And that's the first walk from Buckner today, but a leadoff walk here in the third inning. We'll set off some warning signals for the Wranglers as Terry Evans steps in. So the standings in the Texas League coming in today, Wichita 18-15, 2.5 up on the Travs. Springfield 16-19, Tulsa 14-18, each 3.5 games out. South Division leaders are San Antonio 21-13, 2 games up. Corpus Christi is 19-15 in second place. Midland in the race, just 2.5 games out, with Frisco at the rear, 8 games back. Here's Evans. Hit a ground ball in the second inning, and the first pitch low, ball 1. Time called by Donachie. He's going to go out and talk with Buckner. Checking those Texas League scores. We're going to 5-2 lead for Corpus Christi at the 4th inning in Frisco. The Hooks score 5 times in the first, and Mark Sacramento slugs his 9th home run of the year for the Hooks. Midland just completed a 3-run third inning to take a lead against San Antonio 3-0 to the 4th. Springfield jumps ahead of Tulsa 3-1 in the third inning as well at Hammons Field. Pitch on the way to Evans, a slow roll to third. Gordon is there, throws to second, and safe. Brown is safe at second base. Evans will go to first base, and we'll see how that one is called. It's going to be a base hit for Evans and his second infield hit of the inning, or of the ball game. And again, you can chalk that one up to the infield grass at Raywinder Field. I'll tell you what, there's some pretty well-hit ground balls that are not choppers. Those kind of ground balls that stay on the ground the whole way, that are just getting ripped up by that grass. The infield grass here at Raywinder Field is not quite green quality as far as golf courses are concerned. Porter, the batter, and a pitch off the end of the bat, a flat, a shallow left. Brown coming, and it falls in front of him, a base hit. They're loaded up. He throws to second, trying to force Evans, but Terry saw that ball falling the whole way and was able to get to second with no problem. Brown to third, Evans to second. Porter's first hit of the game loads the bases for Bobby Wilson. So you've got the tying run at first base and the go-ahead run at the plate with nobody out. And to tell you what, Buckner, he's doing a solid job here in the third inning. He did walk the leadoff batter, but Evans reaches on a very slow ground ball. Porter with a blooper, so Buckner has made his pitches and is not getting the results he's looking for. You got Wilson batting. He homered last time up. Bases juiced, and the pitch comes from Buckner. And it's a curveball. It's low, ball 1. So Wilson now with 3 homers over his last 4 games. And you can see where we're going with this. Bobby's 3 for 4. The bases loaded. Could he bring the Travs right back? The 1-0 pitch. Slow roller outside third, a foul ball, and Boykin there to spear to the bare hand. A ball and a strike on Bobby Wilson. 9 homers now for Bobby. 46 runs batted in. And you want to talk about ownership of a team. Bobby Wilson is 23 for 49 against the Wichita Wranglers. That's a .469 average. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buckner kicks, delivers, and Wilson leans out and one hands the ball foul again. Strike 2. So Buckner has been able to get Wilson out in front of those last 2 curveballs. And Bobby has finished those swings with 1 hand each time. And Wilson's a guess hitter. If he gets the pitch he's looking for, he'll hit it. If it's not the pitch he's looking for, it's tough. Pitch on the way, check swing, and the ball bounces off the bat foul. And it dies about 20 feet along the first base line in the grass. And still 1-2 on Wilson. Wichita 8, the Travs 5. Goodness, we've already had 13 runs and 16 base hits. We have not even yet finished 3 innings. So much for an early night. Into the stretch, Buckner on a 1-2 count. Here it is to Wilson. Inside, that almost hit him. That's the first fastball that Buckner throws in a sequence of pitches, and a purpose pitch to back Wilson off. Well, he sent Wilson up for the curveball, but the catcher sets up inside again. Might be heat. Here it is. Fastball, and it's fouled at the plate. 2 consecutive fastballs coming in on Wilson. He fouls that last one off. He's fouled off 4 pitches. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brown, Evans, and Porter all reaching with nobody out. Buckner coming set, but time called. Wilson just smoothing out the dirt of the batter's box. Taps the bat 5 times on the plate. Wheels it under his knee, holds it behind his head. They're going to come inside again. Here it is. Fastball is grounded towards third. Charging is Gordon. He'll throw to second base, and Porter is out at second. A run scores on the play. Porter kicking his legs out on the slide to take out Murphy, the second baseman, making sure there would not be a double play. Good play there by Porter. 5-4 in the putout. A little bit surprised that Gordon didn't try for the out at home, but he did not have a good angle. That ball carried him towards third base. He would have thrown right into Brown's back. So that'll make it an 8-6 game, and the Travs now have the tying run on base again. So they still have it on base. Evans to third. Porter forced out. Wilson on the fielder's choice collects his 3rd RBI of the night. Matt Pauley doubled into the right field corner in his 2nd in the at-bat. Here's a chance here with a tying run at first base and 1 away. 8-6 Wichita. The only scoreless half inning so far was the bottom of the 1st. Buckner puts the ball behind his back. Pauley's a left-hand batter. They look for a double play ball. And the pitch to Matt is fouled away. Straight over the press box, strike 1. The Wranglers do not have anybody warming up in the bullpen, so Frank White, as of now, it's not just that he's sticking with Buckner, he's showing trust in him. Buckner does not want to be looking into the bullpen and see somebody warming up. 0-1 on Pauley. And here it is. Fastball on the inside corner, a strike. That was a close one. Pauley jumped away from the plate. But when Matt steps towards the pitcher, he kind of carries himself into the plate a little bit. So even though he had to jump away, it's not necessarily an indication that the pitch missed. That was a good fastball from Buckner. Here's the 0-2. That's inside, right at the 5th. And see Buckner pitching more off his fastball here. Mostly fastballs to Wilson and turn into the fielder's choice. 1 run home on 2 hits. 1 walk. Travs down by 2. Here's a step to third. Buckner looks over at first. Wilson doesn't buy that one. Middle infielder Sanchez and Murphy, they're at normal double play depth. Gordon at third base, even with the line. He's about 15 feet off the bag. And Ka'aihue holding Wilson, who's only about 3 steps off first. Here's a pitch to Pauley. Slow roller, dives in the grass at second. A run will score. Murphy unhands to first base. And Pauly is forced out 4-3. Evans comes home, and it's another one-run game, 8-7, with Pauly knocking in his 33rd run of the year. There's another case of the infield grass slowing down a ball that if we were playing in Wichita and they have AstroTurf at Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita, that ball would have gotten to Murphy very quickly, and he would have been able to turn too. You're talking about two completely different surfaces. Roslin, the batter, tying run at second. That's Wilson, the pitch. Line drive, base hit to center field. Here comes Wilson around third base. Maier throw to the plate. It is on line. Wilson dives head first. He is safe. This game is tied. Frank White is disagreeing with the call. It was very close. Wilson dives head first, touches the plate with his left hand. He went outside Donachie's tag. Donachie caught the throw, dives towards Wilson, and that's just a judgment call on the part of Miguel González. White is very angry right now. They are pointing right at the corner of the plate that Wilson got with his left hand, and White is really showing his anger. Roslin knocks in his second run of the ball game to make this an 8-8 score. That play at home was as close of a play as you will ever see, and now White is getting even angrier. He's getting very deliberate with his movement. And now the plate umpire González is starting to get a little upset as well. White walked away, and he is staying in the game for the moment. The Travs have made up a 6-run deficit, scoring 8 runs in the second and third total. Hold on to your hats, folks, if you still have a hat. We're going to be here a long time. We've already seen 16 runs and 17 base hits. We're still playing in the bottom of the third, over an hour and 15 minutes into the game. Roslin got the second base on the plate. So he's got the go-ahead run at second for Nathan Haynes. Still no action in the Wichita bullpen. Buckner comes home, and Haynes takes a called strike on a curve. Haynes is one of the big reasons the Travs have tied this ball game. He singled in the first, tripled a run home in the second, and scored the 5th run of that rally. Haynes has driven in 13 runs since the signing from independent ball. 0-1 pitch. A high breaking ball makes it 1-1. Haynes listed at 5'9", so you got to get that curveball to break a little bit sooner. With Haynes having a compact strike zone. Catcher wants it inside. The pitch to Haynes. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 2. 8-8 ball game here in the last of the third. A 3-run rally for the Travs. RBIs for Wilson, Pauly, and Roslin. Buckner's 1-2. That's a high fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Haynes. Haynes looking for his third hit in as many innings. Top of the order, bottom of the third, and the 2-2 pitch. A swing and a foul ball. Almost loved by a fan on the first row along the first base railing. And it popped away from him, and Keith Johnson, the Traveler first base coach, gets to decide who gets the souvenir. Travelers now out hitting the Wranglers 9-8. Here's a 2-2 to Haynes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on the curveball, and the inning comes to a close. 3-run score for the Travs on 3 base hits. 1 man left, and a very close play at the plate for the tying run. 8-8 score going into the 4th. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get out today and hit the links. Stone Lakes. Stone Lakes Golf Course is rated as one of the best public courses in the state. Sporting beautiful bent grass greens, plus lush fairways and tees. Stone Lakes has matured over the past 3 years into a true test of golf. Stone Lakes features reasonable green speed and 18 lake-style holes located 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road. Call 945-0945 for Stone Lakes or visit online at stonelakes.net.
Faithfully chronicling the Bush administration implosion.
Air America Little Rock.
1380 KDXE North Little Rock.
Faithfully chronicling 3 of the wildest innings we have seen at Raywinter Field in 6 seasons of full-time broadcast. Phil Elson with you on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. The Travelers now have tied the game 8-8 after falling behind by a 6-0 score in the top of the second. We'll give you the totals as the inning continues. Here in the 4th, Alex Gordon leads off, and Bill Edwards back on the mound in his second relief inning. A pitch to Gordon will back him off, and the count is 1-0. The totals for the Wranglers, 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They've stranded 2. And the Travs with 8 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, stranding 2. The 1-0 pitch comes to the left-hand Gordon, and he hits a high fly to straightaway center, sending Evans back a few feet. He'll measure it, drift back in those same few feet, and make the catch. 1 away, and that's the first time Gordon is retired. He's knocked in 3 runs in his first 2 at-bats. With a double and a single. Now we'll bring up Chris Lubansky, who filled in for Mike Sweeney after his RBI double in the first. Sweeney just 1 at-bat in his rehab night. And Lubansky fouled out in the second inning, and he's 0 for 1. Lubansky playing his 101st game of the year. 273 average in the pitch. It is outside for a ball, 1-0 from Edwards. Dee Brown on deck. Couple of left-hand hitters following Gordon. And the 1-0 pitch from Edwards. That's under the knees. Again, ball 2, 2-0. Wranglers had a 6-0 lead after the top of the second. Travs has scored 8 runs since. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a high fly to right. Lubansky sends it back to the wall. Haynes is at the fence. And that ball is onto the screen monster for a home run. And that breaks the tie on Lubansky's homer. Another ball fell out of the home run basket, so Haynes isn't quite sure which one to throw back to the infield. Might as well throw them both back. Third Wichita homer. Lubansky hits his 10th of the year. That'll make it a 9-8 lead for Wichita. They have now scored in every inning. Dee Brown has struck out and walked. And he's 0 for 1, the Edwards pitch. Big swing, but a foul straight back into the net. 0-1. Edwards allowing just his 2nd home run of the year. Bill has had an inconsistent season, and one thing he's been able to do is keep the ball in the park. 0-1 pitch to Brown, got away, and it's way outside. Ball and a strike on him. Edwards rocks back, and his 1-1 pitch to Brown. Missed outside, 2-1. Well, I've talked about it this year quite a bit as all the first-round draft picks in this Wichita lineup. Gordon, Brown, Butler, Maier, and Lubansky. 2-1 pitch. Brown, a slow roller toward short. Wood has to charge, gloves the ball, quickly flips on the run, and Brown is retired. 6-3 on the putout. 2 gone, no one on. Billy Butler comes up. Also count Jack Greinke. He was a first-round pick from a few years ago. He is going to be starting in Game 1 tomorrow night for Wichita. Also a first-round draft pick. A lot of high-round draft picks on this Wichita roster. You can even look at Donnie Murphy, 4th-round pick. Billy Buckner was a 2nd-round pick. A A lot of talent on this team, and the Royals look to them to lead the new era of Royals baseball sometime soon. Butler takes low. It's a ball. Butler, a sac fly in the first and a double play bounced into in the second. Here's a 1-0 pitch from Edwards. Butler takes it in the dirt again, ball 2. So far, only 1 strike thrown in the inning from Bill Edwards. The mechanics get thrown off occasionally. 2-0 pitch. And that fastball is under the knees, 3-0. Ken Patterson has said that he notices that Edwards on occasion will jerk his head a little bit further, and that'll throw his body out of whack. And he'll jerk his head just before throwing the pitch, kind of whip it through. Here's the 3-0. Missed low, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to put Butler on board. And here's Mitch Maier. Maier homered in the first. And a soft line out to third baseman in the third inning. Wichita retakes the lead with a homer by Chris Labansky here in the fourth. Edwards comes home to the left-hand Maier. Got in on the kitchen. It's popped up out of play over the third base light tower. Strike 1. 3 homers for the Wranglers, 9 base hits. And now every Wrangler starter has been on base at least one time. 0-1 pitch from Edwards. On the outside corner with a changeup, strike 2. Edwards has been tinkering around with a split-fingered fastball recently, and it looks like that's what he just threw. A 2-strike pitch to Maier. Missed outside with a fastball. That was close. Ball and 2 strikes on the left-hand batting center fielder for the Wranglers. 24 years old, Maier from Petroski, Michigan, and the University of Toledo. 1-2 pitch. Curveball, missed the outside corner. 2-2. Maier wearing an ankle guard on his right leg. Opens the stance just about a couple inches. The target goes outside. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a pop-up. Left side of the infield. Wood getting underneath it is short. Matt Brown will call him off, and Brown there to make the catch. Side retired here in the fourth, with the Wranglers retake the lead on Chris Labansky's 10th home run of the year. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left. Last of the fourth coming up, 9-8 Wichita on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not know, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like FART, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Got a 9-8 score. Wichita takes the lead on the top of the fourth on a Chris Labansky solo home run. The Travs have scored 8 runs in their last couple of trips to the plate against Billy Buckner, who remains on the hills. Frank White sticking with his starter for the fourth inning. 8 runs on 8 base hits over the second and third total. Aaron Peel will lead off the fourth. Buckner has thrown 73 pitches over 3 innings. And if he continues to work this hard, he won't get into the fifth. The pitch comes to Peel. He swings, and it's a slow grounder towards short. Sanchez barehands the ball, throws it into the dirt, and it is dug out by Ka'aihue for the putout. 6-3 on the ground out, and we just saw that infield grass rob a base hit from Peel. Bring up Brandon Wood. Ball was hit pretty hard off the bat by Peel, but once it gets into the briar patch here at Ray Winder, it's just going to die. Wood the batter, 0 for 2. Pitch comes from Buckner, low, ball 1. Buckner struck Wood out in the first inning. Got him to line out in the second. A 1-0 pitch. Swinging a hard ground ball. Smothered at third by Gordon, diving to his left. Fires across and retires Wood. And the grass takes away another base hit through that hole at shortstop. I want everybody to know I'm being even-handed about this infield grass. It has taken away a couple of hits from the Wranglers and more than a couple from the Travs. Both Peel and Wood hit pretty solid, hard ground balls right to the hole at short. But it barely gets out of the infield dirt. Now Brown the batter, and the pitch from Buckner. Low, ball 1. Brown called out on strikes in the first, leaving a man on. Walked to begin the third inning on 4 pitches. And scored. The pitch. In for a strike on the outside corner. Nobody on for Brown. He's homered 13 times on the year. And the pitch. Inside. Almost got him on the foot. 2 balls, 1 strike on Matt Brown. 2 outs. 9-8 Wranglers. Bottom 4. 2-1 pitch is low and outside, ball 3. Terry Evans is on deck, and Evans can thank the infield grass for 2 base hits. So while the grass has taken away some hits, it's also given some base hits. Thou shalt take and thou shalt give. 3-1. Change up for a strike. On the outside corner, Brown was already on his way to first. He has to get back into the box. 3-2 count on Brown. The turn by Buckner, his pitch, inside, ball 4. Second, Buckner walks, and the Travs will get a 2-out base runner as Evans comes up to the plate. It's been 10 games for Evans since he last hit a home run. And that ties his longest stretch of the season. And 10 games without a homer while playing at Palm Beach before the Cardinals traded him to the Angels. Evans no longer the minor league leader in homers. Throw to first base, and back there is Brown. Kevin Witt of Durham is at 3 homers over the last 2 nights to take over the home run lead, and Mark Reynolds of the Diamondbacks organization has tied Terry for second most. Pitch to Evans is low, ball 1. Terry with 2 infield hits today. Scored a run in the third. Brown a decent lead, leaning towards second, and here's the pitch on the outside corner for a strike to Evans, 1-1. Terry homered 3 times in his first series as a Traveler at Ray Winder Field. Failed to hit a home run over the road trip. Here's the throw to first base, and back in there is Brown. So it does seem that Evans has taken a liking to hitting at Ray Winder Field. I mean, heck, anybody should like hitting at this ballpark with that short right center field fence. 1-1, swing and a miss. Slower breaking ball had Evans in front. Strike 2. Terry now with 11 hits in just 8 games at Ray Winder Field. but behind the count against Buckner, 1-2 with a tying run at first. Big hole to the right side for Evans. They're going to try to bust him inside, but first, Buckner throws back to Ka'aihue, checking on Brown. He had to dive back in, but there wasn't a tag. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Terry Evans. 2 outs. The pitch from Buckner. Swinging, it hits Buckner. Ricochets off the mound. He plays it, throws to first, and gets Evans for the last out. 1-3 on the putout to end the 4th. Solidly hit ball by Evans, but nothing to show for it. You got to give heads up to Buckner for staying with that ball after it ricocheted off of one of his glutes. No runs, no hits, 1 man left in the 4th. Travelers trail 9-8 against Wichita going into the 5th inning on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
User direct. Ag Pro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at Ag Pro Central, Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Well, Phil, it's Conquer Car Night at Raywin the Field Tuesday, August the 8th, and the Arkansas Traveler team, we've got them. We're the largest Conquer Car dealer in the state, Wild Phil, and we're not selling them, we're giving them away. Over 9 used cars given away free, and the Arkansas Traveler team is out to prove we're the #1 Conquer Car promoter in America. Be here at Raywin the Field, Wild Phil, on Tuesday, August the 8th, and win a free Conquer Car.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Into the 5th we go, and the Wranglers back up to the plate. They have a chance to add to a 9-8 lead. Took the lead after the Travs rallied back from a 6-run deficit to tie the game in the 3rd, 8-8. But Wichita got a home run from designated hitter Chris Lebansky in the 4th to take the lead. Donnie Murphy leads off. Bill Edwards throws a strike on a curve to get ahead. Murphy is the 7th hitter, batting .230 coming in. 1 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a single. Scored a run. 1-0 pitch is popped out of play, and that'll make it 0-2. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. Check big league scores this inning on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. And, of course, news coming today from the Rangers and the Brewers of the big trade. 2-strike pitch to Murphy is wide. Ball 1. Former Tulsa driller Kevin Mensch and former Tulsa driller. And there's a foul tip of the plate, still 1-2. Former Frisco Rough Rider Lance Nix traded along with Frank Francisco to the Brewers for Carlos Lee, all-star slugger for Milwaukee. That's your first blockbuster trade at the deadline. Deadline is 3 days away. 1-2 pitch. Murphy swings and misses and strikes out on a big slider from Bill Edwards. Second strikeout on Murphy, and he's 1 for 3. The Angels leading at Boston 1-0. They had an off day yesterday. Halos begins tonight a half game out of first behind the Oakland A's with Jared Weaver on the mound trying to win his 8th straight start. Pitch to Ka'aihue is outside, ball 1. If Weaver pulls off a victory tonight, and he has a 1-0 lead over 3 innings, he'll be the first pitcher in 25 years to win his first 8 starts. Ka'aihue, a line drive over second to right center, a base hit. Haynes over to the gap, he cuts it off. Ka'aihue makes a wide turn and will hold with a 1-out single. So Ka'aihue, a 186 hitter coming in, is on base 3 times, hit by a pitch, a home run, and a single. That's 10 hits for Wichita. Will come to the 9-hitter, Adam Donachie. Baltimore leading the White Sox 4-2 in the 9th. Brian Roberts returning from a very bad elbow injury last year, hitting his second home run of the year. Detroit and Minnesota tied 2-2 in the 7th at the Twinkie Dome. Pitch to Donachie is low, ball 1. He's been on base 2 times. Infield hit in the 2nd. Scored later on the Alex Gordon 2-run single. And Donachie walked in the 3rd. 1 out, 1 on. Wranglers lead by a run here in the 5th. Edwards comes to the belt and the right-hander set. The pitch on the way, and a fastball gets right down the middle, 1-1. The Texas Rangers trailing Kansas City 7-1. That game in the 4th inning at the ballpark in Arlington. Of course, Ameriquest Field these days. Lee is batting cleanup for the Rangers. He's 2 for 2. The pitch just inside, very close. Ball 2, 2-1. Final scores earlier today from the American League. Get to those in a second. There's a 2-1 pitch. Runner going. Chopped foul outside the third base line towards Frank White. Cleveland over Seattle today, a 1-0 final score. And Shin-Soo Choo hits a solo home run just a few days after he was traded from the Mariners to Cleveland. Homered against his former team for the only run of the game. A 2-2. Slow grounder to first base. Pauly throws to second. Wood back to first. Edwards couldn't catch it. A little bit offline. It dribbles behind him. Holding it first will be Donachie. Fourth at second is Ka'aihue, 3-6. And now Ángel Sánchez stands in. Top of the order. Donachie, the base runner for Sanchez. Sanchez already getting his 4th plate appearance. First inning single, scored a run, reached on a drop sack bunt in the 2nd, and hit into a double play in the 3rd. Pitch just a little bit high, ball 1 to Sanchez. Came in batting .285. Bleacher crowd starting to get on Gonzalez, the plate umpire, a little bit. 1 ball, no strikes on Sanchez with Donachie the runner. Short lead at first. Pauly there to hold him anyway. And the Edwards 1-ball pitch is popped up. They'll get over the third base roof. A foul ball, 1-1 on Sanchez. Jeremy Sowers was the winner for Cleveland, while Felix Hernandez takes the loss. Yankees shut out Tampa Bay 6-0. Chin-Ming Wang winning his 12th of the year against 4 losses. Bernie Williams hit his 8th Pater of the year. Got a final out of the National League with the Chicago Cubs scoring 6 runs in the 4th inning, beating St. Louis 6-5. Clint Marmol gets the win, and Ryan Dempster saved it. The pitch, and there's a strike on a curveball. 1-2. Former Traveler John Mabry hit his 3rd home run as a Chicago Cub, and Jason Marquis takes the loss, dropping to 12-8. The key in that 6-run rally for the Cubs was an error by Scott Rowland, which rarely happens. There's a 1-2 from Bill. Sanchez lines it to left for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting. Peel right there to pick it up in the grass. You got to charge on these balls quickly. Want to know how thick the outfield and infield grass is? You can't see the shoes of any of the players in the field today. Now, they might as well not even have any feet. Base hit number 11 for Wichita, and their 2nd hit of the 5th inning. And now Alex Gordon stands in. First and second, 2 outs. He's driven in 3 on the day. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by Wilson, and the runners will hold. Ball 1. Edwards got Sanchez to bounce into a double play to end the 3rd, and that forced Gordon to lead off the 4th. You want Gordon leading off innings these days, not batting with anyone on base the way he's hitting the ball. 12 RBIs in his last 9 games, and 3 today. 1-0 pitch. High fastball, 2-0. On deck is Lebansky, whose home run of the 4th put Wichita in front 9-8. Well, Edwards can't pitch around Gordon, not with 2 runners on base. But he's already behind him 2-0. Here it is. Low and outside, ball 3. A 3-0 count on Gordon, and don't think he won't swing if this one comes right down the middle. He will. Away from the pull on the infield, Paulie right behind first. Here's Edwards' pitch. Outside, and a 4-pitch walk loads the bases. The 3rd walk from Edwards. He entered the game in the 3rd inning with 1 out. At the moment, he's gone 2 2/3, 3 walks, and 3 base hits. Time called by the Traveler dugout, and there's Ken Patterson walking to the mound. Miguel González has begun to warm up in the bullpen. Here are your games in progress in the National League. Pittsburgh looking to shut out San Francisco. They're in the top of the ninth, 3-0 Pirates, but the Giants have the bases loaded against the Pirate closer Mike Gonzalez. Only 1 out. Let's see how that goes. Mets taking the lead against Atlanta 6-4. Jose Reyes and David Wright, 2 of the most exciting young players in the National League, each hitting a home run for the Mets. Score out of Milwaukee, Brewers 3, Cincinnati 2, 6th inning at Miller Park. Arizona and Houston tied 4-4 in the 6th inning. Former Round Rock Express outfielder Luke Scott homered for Houston. San Diego and Colorado, 0-0 in the 3rd. And Washington and the Dodgers will be getting underway in about 40 minutes. Here's Lubanski with the bases loaded. Wranglers getting their 3rd chance with him juiced up. Lubanski popped out of the 2nd and homered in the 4th after replacing Mike Sweeney in the 3 spot. Here's the pitch. Slow, ball 1. Lubanski has a grand slam to his credit and 14 RBIs with the bases loaded and 14 at-bats. Donici is 3rd, Sanchez is 2nd, Gordon is 1st. The infield plays for Lubanski to pull, and the outfield giving a little room to the left field corner. 1-0 from Edwards. Outside, he's missed with 6 consecutive pitches. Edwards teetering on the brink here in the 5th with Wichita leading 9-8. The 2-0. Swing, a high fly, shallow left. Peel coming in, Wood going out, tough play. Wood calls it. Wood leaps and drops the ball. Peel never hurt him. 2-run score, over to 3rd base. Goes Gordon. We'll have to wait for the official ruling on that play, but it looked like Peel never heard Wood call him off. Brandon was underneath that baseball and had the chance to make the catch. He had to try to leap away from Peel, otherwise risk getting knocked over by the left fielder. 2-run score on the play to give the Wranglers an 11-8 lead. Edwards got the pitch that he wanted there, and Lubanski hit nothing more than a little duck snort over shortstop, but Wood got out there, and he was there to make the catch. It's going to be a single for Lubanski. 2-run score on the play. Edwards is going to be pulled out of the ball game by Ty Boykin. He'll go to Miguel González instead. Traveler's 2nd pitching change of the night. We'll take a 60-second break. The call to the bullpen delivered by the new AT&T. Talk, surf, watch, go, and save, and score a whole lot of runs. Do it all and get it all with services from the new AT&T. Your world delivered. It's Gonzalez on the mound and a 60-second break coming your way. The Wranglers have opened up another 3-run lead, 11-8, on Air America Little Rock 1380.
This is for Laura. Laura, what's up with those CDs you borrowed from Mariana and never gave back, huh? Listen, if you need music, sign up with the new AT&T. Get digital satellite TV so you can watch concerts, and high-speed internet so you can get the music you want fast. And give Mariana her CDs back. All that, plus local and long distance for under $90. So that's Laura's world. For everybody that's not Laura, if we can deliver options to her, we can deliver the right plan for you, too. Digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and local and long distance for under $90. Add Singular Wireless and save even more. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT or visit thenewATT.com today. Oh, and Mariana, you're welcome. SBC. Now joined with AT&T, proud sponsor of the 2006 U.S. Olympic team. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and the Federal Universal Service Cost Recovery Fee Extra. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-270-0397 toll-free or visit att.com/bundle details. Not available in all areas.
Travelers make their third pitching change of the night with Miguel González replacing Bill Edwards. Edwards thought he had a chance to get out of the fifth inning on a shallow pop fly to left field, hit by Chris Lebansky, but Brandon Wood and Aaron Peel. A little bit of miscommunication forces the drop catch by Wood. Lebansky credited with a 2-run single. Wichita opens up another 3-run lead, 11-8. So Edwards goes 2 2/3 innings. At the moment has surrendered 3 runs, and he is still responsible for 2 men left on. Dee Brown steps in against González. Miguel, the right-hander from Mexico, comes set. The Ensenada native delivers. Change-up outside, ball 1 to Brown. Miguel inherits Alex Gordon at third and Chris Lebansky at first. The 1-0 to Brown. Popped out of play for a strike, 1-1. Brown a strikeout in the first, a walk in the second, and a ground out in the fourth. He and the 5-hitter Butler are the only 2 Wranglers without a base hit tonight. Collected 12 hits through 4 innings. We may be on our way to seeing both teams with 20 hits. González steps to third, looks at first, and does not throw the ball. González's 21st appearance of the year with Arkansas. No wins, 2 losses. .552 earned run average. 2 outs. Corners for the Wranglers. 1-1 pitch is popped out of play over the bleachers again. Strike 2 on Brown. Wranglers have scored here in the 5th inning twice. We're in the 5th inning here at Ray Winder Field. Two runs home. And the pitch. It's off the end of the bat again, popped out of play. Inning started with Edwards striking out Donnie Murphy. Kila Ka'aihue then singles to right field, and the second out recorded when Adam Donachie rolled to first base. Ka'aihue forced out at second, but the relay throw was a little bit offline and couldn't get the double play. And then 3 consecutive men reach. Single by Sanchez, walk to Gordon to load the bases, and the bloop hit by Lebansky. 1-2 pitch to Brown is a high fastball, 2-2. Both runs here in the 5th inning, scoring with 2 outs. And Brown and González work to count to 2-2. Wood plays up the middle, Rodland deep at second, and the pitch. Slow curve, driven deep in the air to right field, as that ball is way out of the ballpark. A 3-run homer for Dee Brown. Wichita has hit their 4th home run of the night. And the Wranglers open up another large lead. 14-8. Another 6-run cushion. Home run number 11 on the season for Brown. RBIs 45, 46, and 47. 14 runs on 13 hits for the Wichita Wranglers. 14-8. So the Travs had to fight back from 1 6-run deficit. We'll have to do it again now. It's Billy Butler at the plate. And he's the only one without a hit now. The pitch inside with a breaking ball, 1-0. González allowing his 6th home run in 21 games since getting called up from Single-A Rancho Cucamonga. Wranglers have hit him pretty hard. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Butler. Swings and hits it towards third base. Gets through Matt Brown into short left field. Wood tracks it down And Butler will hold at first base. Second error of the night on Brown. And the inning continues. Here's the ninth batter of the inning, Mitch Maier. Eighth error on Brown in the last 10 games, 20th of the year. A very weird-looking play. A soft little liner that bounced in front of Brown. It looked like he just wasn't quite sure how to play it. May have had some English and skipped past him. Maier the hitter, and González comes home. It's popped up on the infield on the mound. Who wants it? Brown coming in, and Brown makes the basket catch. The side retired. Wranglers score 5 times in the 5th inning on 4 base hits. There's 1 error and 1 man left. Wichita 14, the Travelers 8. Last of the 5th is next on Air America Little Rock 1380.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Chick that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. Now, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Chick, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lit, hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the catfish?
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Last of the 5th inning as we go into the bottom of the 5th. Travelers trailing 14-8 against the Wichita Wranglers. Wichita had a 6-0 lead after the top of the 2nd. The Travs would tie it at 8-8 after the 3rd. Wichita is scoring 6 runs since the 4th inning started. The Traveler pitching staff hasn't been able to throw up a 0 on the scoreboard yet. Meanwhile, the Travs were set down to the 4th inning without getting a runner to second. Greg Porter leads off the 5th against Billy Buckner, settled down to the 4th. Porter is 1 for 2 with a run scored. And here's Buckner's pitch. And it is a strike at the knees. So the Wranglers keep Buckner in here. They're going to try to get him through 5 innings. Get him a chance for the win. Pitch on the way. Check swing, low and outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Porter with Wilson and Pauly to follow. Here's a 1-1. Off the end of the bat, skied out of play to the North Point Volvo patio down the left field line, strike 2. Buckner so far 3 strikeouts. The 1-2 to Porter. Pfister back to the hill. Buckner plays it on the first base side. Flips up to the first baseman Ka'aihue for the putout. Well, the Travs have had their first leadoff men reach in the first 3 innings, but have not had them reach in the 4th or the 5th. Now coming to Bobby Wilson. Wilson with 3 RBIs on the night. Hit a 2-run homer as part of the 2nd inning. Scored a run and knocked in a run with a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Pitch backed him off. A little brush back from Buckner. Count 1-0 on the Travs 7-hitter. Wilson stands back in. He won't be backed off further. The 1-0 pitch. A change up and it's skied high to shallow center. Maier coming in and is there to make the grab. 2 away. Matt Pauley comes up with 2 outs and nobody on base. So far, Buckner has set down 6 of 7 hitters, the third time through the order. Pauley steps in with a double and an RBI ground out to his credit and a run scored. First pitch is the slider under the knees, ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Fouls back, a ball and a strike. Wichita 14, the Travs 8. The Wranglers have had not 1 but 2. In fact, not 2 but 3. 6-run lead. Here's a 1-1 to Matt Pauley. Swung on and fouled straight back, strike 2. We haven't seen a perfect inning thrown all night, not by either team. And there's 2 out and nobody on for Pauley. And Buckner ahead with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Travs have hit very well against the Wichita bullpen this year. There's a 2-2 to Pauley. Missed inside, ball 3. I say that because, it's obvious that the Wranglers are going to have to rely on their bullpen heavily tonight. I wouldn't expect Buckner to go much further than 6 innings. 3-2 pitch to Matt. Slow tapper back to the mound. Plate umpire calls it foul off Pauley's foot. As long as the Travs are still within striking distance, and 6 runs is striking distance, that's quite obvious. Travs scored 8 runs in the second and third total. As long as they keep it within 6, they'll still have a chance. But the Wranglers have not been kept off of the scoreboard in the first 5 innings. Pitch to Pauley, struck him out swinging, and the Travs go down in order 1-2-3. 4th strikeout of the night for Buckner comes on the curveball. And we'll go to the 6th inning. It's Wichita leading 14-8 on Air America Little Rock 1380.
An accident involving a large truck can cause a lot of damage. If you're injured, you need a law firm that knows what they're doing. And while facts differ and results vary, we've got a verdict as large as $12.5 million in a single tractor-trailer case. Put this experience on your side. Call us at Gary Eubanks and Associates. We'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2, 3.
Where's the supermarket? It's checking out shopping list.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
5 innings in the scorebook, and the Travs have started to slow down a little bit at the plate, having scored in the last couple of innings after putting up 8 runs total in the second and third combined. Wichita leads by 6 runs for the third time, a 14-8 score. And it'll be traveler right-hander Miguel González back on the hill. Gave up the 3-run homer to Dee Brown. Donnie Murphy leads off the 6th inning. And here comes González's first pitch. Swing and a miss. Got a fastball through him. So Bill Edwards' line is complete at 4 runs scored against him in 2 2/3 innings. And he gave up 6 in. Pitch inside to Murphy. Ball and a strike. Murphy 1 for 3 with a strikeout, or 2 strikeouts, a run scored. And he led off the 5th inning with that K. The 1-1. High fly ball deep to right field. Going back, Haynes. At the track, looking up, there's the 5th home run of the night for Wichita. Number 9 for Murphy. And now it's their largest lead of the night. 15-8, a 7-run lead. Gonzalez has come in, giving up 2 homers against 4 batters faced. Well, now the Wranglers starting to pull away. We talked about how imperative it is for the Traveler bullpen to keep this game within 6 runs, within striking distance. But Miguel getting hit very hard right here. 7 home runs allowed by Gonzalez. And the Wranglers have hit 3 of them this year. Pitch on the way to Ka'aihue, a called strike. 5 Wichita homers, meaning the Travs have given up a minor league baseball high 128 home runs. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Ka'aihue, and that is outside. The second most homers allowed in Double-A baseball, Wichita Wranglers. They've given up 104. Is it any surprise these teams have combined for 6 dongs tonight? 1-1 pitch out in front of a changeup, slow grounder to first base. Paulie flips it back to Gonzalez, who's there for the out at first base. 3-1 on the putout, and Ka'aihue set down for the first time after reaching in 3 consecutive plate appearances, which included a 2-run homer. Nine-hitter Adam Donachie stands in. Donachie has scored 2 runs. Infield single and a walk and a fielder's choice. The pitch, and there's a fastball for strike 1. They're going to get a pitcher warming up in the Wrangler bullpen. He is a right-hander. Sung Young Song has been taken out of the starting rotation. There's a curveball for a strike, and Gonzalez gets to 0-2 on Donachie. 15 runs on 14 hits for the Wranglers. They've scored 8 runs on homers. 2 strikes to count. The pitch pulled outside the baseline at third, foul ball. A big offensive night for both teams. Usually 8 runs should be enough to win. Not tonight. 2-strike pitch. Curve low and away, ball 1. If you're just going back to the series against Springfield, where the Travs just finished losing the last 3 games, allowed double-digit runs in 3 of their last 4. Pitch outside makes it 2-2. And just going back to the road trip total, Arkansas now allowing double-digit runs in 4 of their last 7 games. Swung on, fouled straight back. Donachie stays alive. Travelers allowed 11 runs in 3 games over their last 6 contests of the road trip. Tulsa and Springfield twice. 2-2. Popped out of play. Now the Travs even managed to win one of those ball games, scoring 15 runs on July 24th to outslug Wichita on Monday. And the Travs hit a season high 6 home runs in that ball game. They've given up 5 tonight. Here's a 2-2. And it bends Donachie back, doing the limbo away from a changeup. The count is full. Gonzalez allowing 2 runs in 1, actually 2/3 of an inning he's been credited with. 3-2 pitch on the way. Lined off the end of the bat, foul. A 9-pitch at bat here. The next one be the 10th. Mentioned it on the Springfield postgame show last night that Travelers live and die by the home run. 3-2 pitch, line drive into the gap in left center. Peel coming in, diving. Did he catch the ball? He did catch the ball. No, he did not. Umpires never telling us what's going on here. The third base umpire, Macias, waited quite a while to make that call. Couldn't tell from up here whether or not Peel trapped the ball or caught it, and apparently he trapped it, so Donachie gets a base hit. Now Sanchez, the batter, with a 2-for-3 night, including a sac bunt, 2 singles, and 2 runs. Gonzalez pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Wranglers by 7, 15-8. On the Gonzalez 1-ball pitch is high, ball 2. I was asked on that Springfield postgame show yesterday if the Travs have what it takes to win the second half title. Offensively, no doubt, yes. 2-0 pitch, a strike on the outside corner. And there's no doubt that this team is going through a rough stretch pitching-wise. It isn't every game or even every other game the Travs get up double-digit runs, but you cannot expect to continue to give up this many runs and win. 2-1 to Sanchez is low, ball 3. Unless the Travelers start getting their starting pitchers deeper into games, and unless the bullpen is able to hold more leads and keep it close in a game like this, they're not going to win the division title. 3-1 is fouled straight back, and the count's full. And it's just a fact. The Travs have put together one of the best offensive teams in the Texas League. Not one of the worst pitching staffs in baseball. 3-2. Hard grounder up the middle, but Rodland there to field it. Steps on second for the out. Relay is in time. The double play will end the 6th inning. It goes 4-3 on the double play. 1 run on 2 hits. Nobody left, and it's 15-8 Wichita going to the last of the 8th. This is Air America, Little Rock 1380.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business. Education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with deductible reward. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's the last of the 6th inning, and the Travelers look to make a move. They trail 15-8 to Wichita. Steelers continue to bring Billy Buckner back on the mound. He has responded by retiring 7 of the last 8 batters faced. So Buckner, after struggling in the 2nd and the 3rd, has given the Wranglers 2 strong innings as Wichita has scored 6 runs in the 5th and 6th total. And still, Wichita has not been kept off the scoreboard in a single inning tonight. Buckner got a late start in his warm-up, so I'll remind you about the promotions coming up at the homestand that we've just started tonight. We've got the kickball night tomorrow. First 1,000 paid kids, 14 and under, get a free Travs kickball courtesy of Riceland and KETV. You want to get here early. It's a doubleheader. So the gates open at 5:30. First pitch will be 6:30. Eric Rodland to lead off the 6th. When the Travs tied the game 8-8 in the 3rd inning, it was Rodland that knocked in the tying run. Scored Bobby Wilson just ahead of a throw from the center fielder Maier. Rodland 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs batted in. The Buckner pitch is low, ball 1. Sun Young Song is still warming up in the Wrangler bullpen and taken out of the rotation. There's a pitch from Rodlin is outside, ball 2. Tyler Lumsden takes over the spot that Song had in the rotation. Song was one of the better starting pitchers the first couple of months, but he has slumped big time recently. Song's ERA up to 5.74 with 10 losses. Rodlin takes ball 3, sailing outside from Buckner. Haynes and Peel on deck. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Low, a leadoff walk. Base on balls, number 3 for the Arkansas Travelers. The other 2 taken by Matt Brown. Top of the order, and Nathan Haynes. Lumsden came over from the trade with the Chicago White Sox and instantly, as far as a couple of websites are concerned, becomes the Royals' top pitching prospect. A left-hander with a fastball in the mid-90s. Here's Haynes. He's 2 for 3, and the pitch is popped up in a shallow center. Calming in is Maier. Long run, but he gets there. And he makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Haynes 2 for 4. Aaron Peel will come up now for the Travs. There's still action of the Traveler bullpen, and it looks like it's Bob Zimmerman getting ready. This will set up a pretty tough game tomorrow for Arkansas. A doubleheader with only 1 starting pitcher scheduled to go in the opening game. In the second game, it's going to be Nick Green in the opener. But the second game is going to be the entire Traveler bullpen. We're not quite sure who will start, so it is going to be announced. Here's Peel. 1 out, 1 on the pitch. Fastball for strike 1, hitting the inside corner. Peel is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. 2 ground outs. Rodlin, the base runner, with Ka'aihue 1 step behind him. And the pitch to Peel is tight and high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zimmerman throwing in the Traveler pen. Song for the Wranglers. Buckner will pitch the 6th and be taken out either in the inning or at the top of the 7th. Here's the 1-1 to Peel. Dug out of the dirt by Donachie. 2-1. I want to check some Texas League scores this inning. There is a rain delay at Midland. Rockhounds in San Antonio in an important battle for the South Division. Delayed in the 6th inning with Midland leading 7-2. Matt Allegra is at his 14th home run. Lloyd Turner hit his 8th. 2-1 to Peel. Double play ball to short. Charging Sanchez. Over to second base. Murphy's relay. Peel beats it. Rodlin forced at second 6-4. And that infield grass really allowing Peel to reach. 2 outs. 1 man on and Wood coming up. With the Wranglers now understanding how thick this grass is and how it's going to slow everything down, Sanchez really came after that baseball. Tried to get to it as quickly as possible and then flipped sort of underhand to the second baseman Murphy, but he couldn't get Peel at first. Brandon Wood coming up. Travs need a big shot here from Wood. He's 0 for 3. The Travelers haven't scored a run since the 3rd inning. They trail by 7. It's to Wood. Inside with a fastball, 1-0. Other scores, Corpus Christi's once 5-0 lead has been cut to 1, 5-4 in the 8th at Frisco. Here's the stretch by Buckner and a 1-0 to Wood. Missed low, ball 2. 2-0. Springfield pulling away against the Drillers. Gabe Johnson hitting another home run as he continues to pound it. Nick Stavanoa hit his 5th. Springfield leading Tulsa 8-1 in the 7th. And those are your scores around the league, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the Arkansas Travelers. 2-0 pitch to Wood. Swinging a very high fly ball on the infield. Sanchez waving his arms at shortstop as Peel cuts right in front of him. Sanchez makes the catch. Side retired, and the Travelers go without a run for their 3rd consecutive inning. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. 6 in the books, going to the 7th. Wichita leads 15-8. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America, Little Rock, 1380.
Or are underinsured. Call.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every time.
2834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-tank trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has two convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Park Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the Yellow Pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
A little punch drunk coming into the top of the 7th inning with Wichita leading 15-8. I'm still Elson with you on the broadcast. Travelers had fallen behind 6-0 after the first inning and a half, and then the Travs were able to tie the game with 8 runs over the next 2 at-bats. Wichita, however, has scored the last 7 runs and have homered 5 times to extend a lead to 15-8. It's the totals throughout this inning, as Bob Zimmerman becomes the 4th Traveler pitcher of the evening. Big 6'5" right-hander has started to turn his season around, giving up only 2 runs over his last 7 outings. And he comes on for the 24th time of the year. Alex Gordon fouls a pitch straight back into the screen, 0-1. Zimmerman is 1-3 with 4 saves. 587 earned run average. Well, pitching very well of late. Here's his kick in the 0-1 to Gordon. Curve into the dirt. Gordon has 2 base hits and a walk, a double, a single, and scored twice, knocked in 3. Followed by Chris Lubanski and Dee Brown. Every Wrangler starter has been on base at least 1 time, and all but 1 ever recorded a base hit. Even further, 8 of the 9 Wichita starters have scored a run. Left-hand Gordon waiting, and the pitch from Zim. Fastball missing high, 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Alex Gordon, leading off the 7th inning. Middle 3 innings, not so kind to the Travs. Outscored by 7. 2-1 pitch. Bringing a hard shot past Pauly down the first base line. Tried to dive for it, but that was hit too hard. Gordon makes the turn. Haynes gets the ball. His throw to second base, and it's overshot with Brown backing up at third base. It'll be a double for Gordon. Strong throw by Haynes, but just a little high above Rodland's head at second, or above Wood's head at second. So Gordon with his 3rd hit of the night, and the Wranglers collect their 16th. Wichita has scored in all 6 innings of the game. We'll get to the totals here. Wranglers 15 runs, 16 hits, no errors. They've stranded 4. Travelers 8 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, leaving 4 runners on. Here's Lubanski, who's driven in 3 runs since he pinch hit for Sweeney, and a looper over third. It is foul. Foul by about 1.5 feet on the left field line, 30 feet. Lubanski got his last 2 RBIs on a flare that Brandon Wood and Aaron Peel, either they didn't communicate or they didn't hear each other. In short left field, Wood leaped into Peel and dropped the ball. A base hit was awarded on the play, giving Lubanski 2 RBIs. And he's come in after Sweeney doubled a run home in his only at-bat of the game in the rehab. Lubanski popped up in the 2nd, broke the 8-8 high with a home run in the 4th off of Bill Edwards. And then the 2-run hit in the 5th. Here's a pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat, 0-2. Gordon at 2nd, nobody out. Edwards, the pitcher of record right now for Arkansas, and with Billy Buckner pitching 3 strong innings after the Travs touched him up for 8 in the 2nd and 3rd. Well, Buckner is in line for the win for the Wranglers. We've got 3 innings left. Travs are within 7. They've come back from bigger deficits than this. 0-2 pitch from Zimmerman. That's a curve, and it just missed outside. Ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Hawley guarding the first base line. Wood up the middle. Here's the pitch. That's low with a fastball, 2-2. Angels and the Red Sox now tied 1-1 in the 6th inning. At Fenway Park, big 3-game series at the Fens. Here's the 2-2. Hard ground ball down the first base line, but Paulie right there. Steps on first for the putout. Gordon advances to third. It's Kelvin Escobar pitching for the Angels. I'm not quite sure why. It's that Jared Weaver was pitching. Weaver will pitch tomorrow against the Red Sox. Man at third base, only 1 out for Dee Brown. Travs have no choice but to bring the infield in. If they're going to have a chance to come back, they cannot allow another run. Brown steps in, 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer crushed to the freeway in the 5th. Pitch on the way to the lefty. Zim's fastball just off the outside corner, 1-0. Pitch on the way. Big swing and a foul back by Brown. 1-1. Ball and a strike on Brown. Wood, the deepest on the infield. He's even with the line at second and third. Zimmerman, a long look in, finds what he wants. A 1-1 pitch to Brown. Check swing and a foul tip off the catcher's mask. 1-2. A couple of finals just coming in. Florida over the Phillies, 4-1. Ryan Howard homered for the Phillies, his 33rd. Pittsburgh shuts out the Giants 3-0, handing San Francisco their 5th straight loss. And the Mets finished off Atlanta at 6-4. Pedro returns and gets his 8th win. Count 1-2. Zim comes home. Brown swings and misses. He strikes out for the second time, a big second out. The infield can relax now as Billy Butler will come up. Final in out of Baltimore. Ross Glode hits a grand slam in the 9th inning, powering the White Sox over Baltimore 6-4. They hit it off of Ray, who had been closing games quite well for the Orioles. Glode's first home run of the year. Game-winning granny. Bobby Jenks came on and slammed the door in the 9th for the Sox, saved his 27th. Zimmerman to Butler. Curveball, strike 1. Zimmerman trying to throw the only 0 on the scoreboard. Wranglers scoring in each of the first 6 innings, including 2 innings of 4 runs or more. 0-1 pitch. That's low, off speed, and Butler takes ball 1. Wranglers 15, Travs 8, top 7. Zimmerman trying to pitch around a leadoff double. Gordon at third, 2 outs, the 1-1. Hard grounder, foul, down the third base line. Bouncing along that line and dying in the left field bullpen. Nobody goes after that baseball, and so have to wait to pick it up before he can get back to action. Wally Sevilla, backup middle infielder, go pick it up. Zimmerman plants the ball on his right leg, comes to the stretch, kicks and deals, and the curve is low, and a good eye by Butler to take it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maier on deck just in case. Zim at the belt and the pitch. A line drive single to right field for Butler. Gordon comes home, and the Wranglers have scored in all 7 innings. 16-8, and Wichita leads by 8 now. That's the second RBI for the night for Butler, and now every Wichita Wrangler in the lineup today, and that includes Mike Sweeney, so 10 Wranglers have played today, and they've all collected at least a hit. Maier pops one out play down the third base side, strike one. Every Wrangler has at least scored or knocked in a run. Butler with 277 RBIs this year. And 0-1 to Maier is outside, ball 1. Zimmerman wants a new baseball, and he'll get it. Wranglers pounding out 17 base hits, 5 homers. There's been 3 doubles. Here it is, and fouled straight back. 1-2. There was real energy going through this ballpark when the Travs rallied back in the third inning to force an 8-8 score. But the energy has subsided. And the ballpark milling around, a little quiet now. 3,859, the announced crowd. Here's Zimmerman's 1-2. Maier stays alive with a pop foul. Comes back to the roof over the press level. Press level. This isn't a level. This is a bird cage we're sitting in. We'll have a press level next year at Dickey Stevens Park. And if you take notice, you may see Travelers assistant GM Pete Lavin and myself wearing the brand new Travelers hats that the team will wear next year. Here's a foul ball on the ground. Yes, fans, it does say North Little Rock on it. The home caps are navy blue, red LR with a dark blue outline. A script north across the top of the L, just dusting the top of the R. And a bright white North Star right in the middle of the logo. It's a good-looking hat. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the side retired. Wranglers score a run on 2 base hits, leave a man on. Time for the 7th inning stretch, and the Wranglers lead 16-8 on Air America Little Rock, 1380.
To you, Chucklenuts, because that's what you do. You put people in prisons without charges, without access.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every
Most Burritos, 4834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock, by Kroger's in North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-time trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Park Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Well, you just did the 7th inning stretch here at Ray Winder Field as the Travelers trail 16-8 to the Wichita Wranglers. I'm Phil Elson. We thank you for tuning in tonight. Well, we got a lot of the fans starting to stream out of the ballpark. They're not going to wait to have their kids run the bases, as this game will be going well over 3 hours. Well, we do need another 20 minutes to get to 3 hours, but we'll get there. New pitcher for the Wranglers. They make their first change of the night. They bring out Sung-Young Song, native of Busan, South Korea. He replaces Billy Buckner, who goes 6 innings. And pretty much had 2 halves to his start tonight. Song a right-hander, and it's Matt Brown leading off. First pitch is a called strike. Brown a strikeout, 2 walks, and a run scored. He's 0 for 1. Buckner allowed 8 runs on 8 hits. Pardon me, 8 runs on 9 hits in the first 3 innings. No runs on no hits through the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Here's a 0-1 to Brown, and he pops it out of play, strike 2. So all told, 6 innings for Buckner. 9 hits, 8 runs. All 8 runs of those are earned. He walked 3 batters and struck out 4. Gave up 1 homer. No wild pitches. I hand it to Buckner. Bounced back very well. 2-strike pitch to Brown. Fouled away again. Still 0-2. So Sung-Young Song will take it over from here. Formerly in the starting rotation for the Wranglers and now banished to the bullpen. Song's 0-2. Curve low, ball 1. Evans and Porter to follow. Matt Brown. 21st appearance for Song, second as a reliever this year. He made his first appearance of the season as a reliever in relief of Mark Redmond. 1-2 to Brown, pulls it foul out in front of the off-speed. Song, 4 wins, 10 losses, and a 5.74 ERA. His ERA in the month of July skyrocketed to 8.89 after having a 7.08 ERA during the month of June. He's one of the top pitchers in the league over his first 11 starts, but his last 9 he has hit hard. Lost 5 of 6. Pitch to Brown, check swing and a high heater. The appeal to the first base umpire Brammer in Brown's favor, so he'll stay at the plate with a 2-2 count. Song in his first year with the Royals organization came from the Giants as a free agent. Pitched with the Red Sox and the Expo system. Brown leading off in the 2-2. Line drive the other way towards the right field corner. That is slicing foul and ends up over the bullpen out of play. Still 2-2 on Brown. Forcing Song to throw at least 8 pitches in the first batter he faces. Now, Song could go the 7th, 8th, and 9th and get a save, pitching in an 8-run game. Save rule says you go 3 innings and finish a game, you're eligible for the save. 2-2. Hard grounder to short. Grass slows it down. Sanchez up with it, fires to first, and Brown is retired 6-3. One away, and here's Terry Evans. Evans kicking around the batter's box. 2 for 3, couple of infield hits thanks to that oatmeal-like thick infield grass. Scored a run and grounded out to the mound. Pitch. Big curveball for a strike. And Evans standing 6'4", not too much of a bend of the knee, so a high curveball quite often be a strike to him. 0-1 and the pitch on the way. Off the outside of the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike on Evans. Travs haven't scored since the 3rd inning, and they haven't had a base hit since the 3rd. Last hit, Eric Rodlin's single that tied the game at 8. Pitch to Evans, out in front of the change, pulls it foul. 1-2. While Billy Buckner shut the Travs down in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, Wichita was busy rallying for 8 runs over the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th on 9 hits. A 1-2 pitch, Evans turns away from a fastball at his left elbow. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Evans with Porter on deck. Nobody on. 1 man out. Strong's 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball, and there's 2 away. Strikeout number 77 for Song, over 102 and now 2/3 innings. Also allowed 117 hits, 13 of them homers, and Song gave up 6 home runs in his last 4 outings. And he's looking sharp here in relief as Greg Porter comes to the plate. Greg Porter is 1 for 3 with a single and a third. He scored once. First pitch missed outside, ball 1. Song's 1-ball pitch. Porter takes low, ball 2. 2-0 count on Greg with nobody on. Wranglers by 8 runs in the last of the 7th, a 16-8 score. The 2-ball pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 16 runs scored by Wichita. This is the second highest output by a Traveler opponent this year. They lost a 17-2 game earlier. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball foul for the first base seat. Actually, let me check that. They won the 17-2 game against Wichita. They've allowed 15 runs in a game once this year. So 16 represents a season-high run output against the Traveler pitching staff. 2-2 to Porter. A slow roller to first base off the line. Ka'aihue flips to Song, who sprints to first and beats Porter. And the Travs down in order in the 7th inning. Still no hits for the Travs since the 3rd. We'll go to the 8th. 16-8 Wranglers on Air America Little Rock 1380.
No sense, the force needs to. Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. No, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
Ameripride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. Ameripride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an Ameripride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linen, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for Ameripride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Traveler.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge, from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Ballpark continues to empty as we go into the top of the 8th inning. Wranglers in front 16-8 against the Travs. Bob Zimmerman in his second relief inning. Trying to throw that first donut hole up on the scoreboard. Wichita has scored in all 7 innings of this game. Donnie Murphy leads off, and Zimmerman delivers, and Murphy skies it to straightaway shallow center field. Terry Evans will drift in a few feet and put away out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. That might be the easiest out of the game for the Travelers. And now Kila Ka'aihue will stand in next. Ka'aihue delivering a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning that put Wichita in front. 8-5 as a strike hits the outside corner. But the Travelers would answer with 3 runs in the last of the third to tie the game at 8. Wichita has scored the last 8 runs. 0-1 pitch. Ka'aihue, a check swing and a curve low from Zimmerman. Zimmerman giving up a run on 2 hits in the 7th. First batter out of the 8th. And the 1-1 pitch to Ka'aihue. That's low, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Final out of Minnesota. Detroit wins a 10-inning ball game 3-2. And the Red Sox have taken the lead over the Angels 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that's a pop-up, shallow left. Brown backing up at third. And about 15 feet out, he'll make the catch for out number 2. So the first inning where the Wranglers' first 2 batters have gone down in order. Standing in, Donachie. Catching his 10th game as a Wrangler. Scored 2 runs, infield hit a walk, and a line drive single to left. But a swing and a miss on the Zimmerman fastball, and the count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1. A changeup for strike 2. Nothing in 2 on Donachie, and Zimmerman's pitch. Very odd-looking swing and a miss as Donachie had a pitch coming at his head as he tried to duck underneath it. The bat comes through the strike zone, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. Zimmerman puts a 0 on the scoreboard. 16-8 Wichita, last of the 8th on Air America Little Rock, 1380.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Ag Pro knows your patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at Ag Pro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Well, Phil, it's Conquer Car Night at Ray Winder Field Tuesday, August the 8th, and the Arkansas Traveler team, we've got them. We're the largest Conquer Car dealer in the state, Wild Phil, and we're not selling them, we're giving them away. Over 9 used cars given away free, and the Arkansas Traveler team is out to prove we're the #1 Conquer Car promoter in America. Be here at Ray Winder Field, Wild Phil, on Tuesday, August the 8th, and win a free Conquer car.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Last of the 8th. And the Travelers trailing 16-8 against the Wichita Wranglers. Thanks for tuning in tonight to Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380. We'll have a doubleheader tomorrow with airtime at 6:10 tomorrow. So used to going on 10 minutes before the hour for home games, but with a double dip tomorrow starting at 6:30, we'll be on the air at 6:10. Our pitching matchup tomorrow night, and we only have one Traveler starter that is set to go. It'll be Nick Green in the opener. Green is 6-1 with a 5.07 ERA, while Zach Greinke takes to the hill again. It'll be 4-2, a 5.93 ERA. Travs go with Johnny Bullpen in the second game. Left-hander Tyler Lumsden makes his debut as a Kansas City Royal farmhand. He was 9-4 at Birmingham in the Southern League with a 2.69 earned run average. It'll be Bobby Wilson leading off in the 8th. And the first pitch high and inside from Sung Young Song, and it's ball 1. Wilson, Pauly, and Rodland to bat in the 8th inning. Called that one a strike. That one ran high and tight on him. And Wilson, a 2-run homer. Knocked a run home with a fielder's choice in the 3rd. He scored 2 runs and flied out last time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball from Song. Trav's last hit was when Eric Rodland knocked in Wilson with what then was the tying run of the third inning. And Wilson with a beautiful slide headfirst around the tag of the catcher. The call was disputed by Wichita, but it stood. Here's the 0-2 to Bobby. Swing and a miss, and on a curveball, he strikes out. Second strikeout for Song, and the sixth strikeout for the Wichita pitching staff. One away, and Matt Pauley is the batter. Pauley is 1 for 3 with a double, an RBI ground out, and a strikeout. Pauley stands in, and Song has set down all four batters' base. And his pitch. Pauley takes a curve for strike one. Travs with 9 hits, 8 runs. It's a decent night offensively, but that all came in the first 3 innings. 0-1 pitch is outside, a ball and a strike. Well, if Song can turn things around as a reliever, then the Wranglers really have a stalwart in their bullpen. It's not that he's a closer. He could set things up very well. And he's an innings eater. A 1-1. That's in the dirt, and Pauley had to dance out of the way. 2 balls and a strike. Well, the question was just asked, kids run the bases after this one, do they? Yes, and there's about 10 of them who were lined up ready to run out of a crowd that was announced at almost 3,900. 2-1 to Pauley is a pop-up out of play. One other thing on this extremely humid night, the bugs are out, and they are zipping around. Where are the starlings who usually eat these suckers? These things are coming right to the press box after the game. 2-2 to Pauley. Swing and a miss, and a fastball strikes him out. 2 in a row on K's for Song, and that'll bring up Eric Rodland. Rodland has a lot of family at the ballpark today. You could hear it when his first 3 plate appearances were answered by heavy cheers from the first base stand. They have come from Snohomish, Washington to take a look at Eric, and the pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Eric, a fine day at the plate. 2 for 2, a walk, 2 RBIs. He's been smacking the ball. The 0-1. High strike called, 0-2. He definitely did not like that call. Eric back in there. Song looking to strike out the side. The pitch. In there for strike 3 on a curveball. 1, 2, 3 go the Travs, all on strikeouts as Song has pitched 2 consecutive perfect innings. That'll send us to the 9th. 16-8 Wichita on Air America Little Rock, 1380.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
No, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
0 is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Ameripride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. Ameripride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an Ameripride consultant. Also specialized in the finest quality table linens, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for Ameripride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Traveler.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Parks, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the first First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We're in the top of the ninth inning, and for the second time in the 2006 season, Ty Boykin turns to a position player to pitch the ninth inning. Matt Pauley, who pitched a third of an inning for Rancho Cucamonga on April 25th, will be making the appearance. Pauley has 3 games under his belt as a reliever during his career. Obviously, games where his teams have been getting blown out, such as tonight, 16-8 Wichita. And a left-hand pitcher delivers to Ángel Sánchez inside for a ball. Jason Espino was the only other Traveler to pitch this year, and he did deliver a scoreless inning. Here's the 1-0. And it's high to Sanchez, ball 2. The other day, when AAA Salt Lake lost 28-5 to Tucson, here's a 2-0 pitch, and that is high. 3-0. Espino gave up 5 hits, including a home run. And hopefully Pauley's able to get a scoreless inning here. Here's a 3-0 to Sanchez. In for a strike at the knee. Sanchez, couple of runs scored. He's also hit into 2 double plays. And 2 for 4 overall. Gordon and Lebansky will be next. Gordon has a chance for a 4-hit night. 3-1. Just missed inside, ball 4. Leadoff walk. 5th walk. The Traveler pitching staff. Bob Zimmerman is picked out after 2 innings, giving up just 2 base hits, 2 base hits, 1 run. He struck out 3 batters, did not issue a walk. Pauley will go from the stretch against Gordon. This is lefty versus lefty. I'm not quite sure what Matt throws. Here's his first pitch. And Gordon hits a high, towering drive to right field. That is the 6th home run of the night for the Wichita Wranglers, and it sails onto the Mills Freeway. Gordon will finish tonight with 4 base hits, 5 RBIs, a couple of doubles, and his 18th home run of the year. This is the 4th consecutive game that Gordon has hit a round tripper. 18-8. Lebansky steps into the plate. He hit the 3rd homer of the night for the Wranglers. It's broken 8-8 tie in the 4th, and the Wranglers have gone on to score the next 9 runs. Pitch for a strike makes it 0-1. Pauley's 0-1. Curveball is outside, so Pauley joins the likes of Derek Urquhart, Jason Camilli, named away from me for a minute. 1-1 pitch. High fly ball, straightaway center. Not too deep. Evans back a few feet. And now comes back in to make the catch. That's the first out of the inning. Jason Espino also has pitched for the Travs. Pauley now. I'm trying to think over the last few years, other position players that have been on the mound for the Travs. I believe that the one who was used the most was Derek Urquhart. Urkie pitched in at least a couple of games in his 2-year stint with the Travs. Always fun to watch Urquhart at 5'6" pitch. Here's Brown. Pitches high and tight, ball 1. Brown has 1 of the 6 homers for Wichita. 3-run shot off Miguel González in the 5th. And now is 11 on the year. Here's the 1-0. And it's a hard ground ball, and just off the glove of the first baseman, Porter. He finds it back behind the infield dirt, but can't get it to first in time. It was offline anyway. Be a base hit for Brown. Good effort by Porter, but just off the tip of his glove. Second hit of the inning for the Wranglers, and Brown now has his second base hit in 5 at-bats. Standing in now, Billy Butler. Butler, the only Wrangler to play in this game, as he was not scored a run, but he has knocked in 2. A sacrifice fly in the 1st and an RBI single in the 7th. And a pitch on the way. It's in the dirt from Pauley, ball 1. And the thing is about this 9th inning, I would think no matter how long it takes, no matter how many runs are scored, within reason, Pauley's going to be out there absorbing it all. Got to save the bullpen for game 2 tomorrow. 1-0 pitch is up high, ball 2. Just about to hit the 3-hour mark, so this game not lasting quite as long as you would think for a game that's featured 26 runs. 2-0 pitch, tight and high, ball 3. 26 runs, 28 hits, 2 errors. Not quite at the level that we saw on Monday at Springfield. 3-0 to Lubanski, and that's not Lubanski, that's Butler, and it's in for a strike, 3-1. Back on Monday when the Travs hammered their 6 homers, Travs and Springfield combined for 26 runs on 30 hits. Pitches inside, ball 4, and Brown will go to second. Butler takes the walk, and Mitch Maier comes into the batter's box. There's still some chance to get to that 30-base hit mark. Travs and Springfield on Monday combined for, let's see here, 7 homers. No, that was 9 home runs. So many you can't even count them. Maier, the hitter, 1 for 5 with a home run in the first inning. Pitch from Pauly is tight, ball 1. One-0 pitch. A pop-up out of play. Sails over the light tower to the third base roof, and it's 1-1. $18 runs for the Wranglers on 19 hits. Double digits runs for the Wranglers at the 4th game of their last 6. The pitch for a strike makes it 1-2. Wichita scored double-digit runs in 3 consecutive games from the 22nd to the 24th, and they even lost one of them 16-11 to Tulsa. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Maier strikes out. Pauly gets a K, and certainly Maier will be hearing about that from his teammates. Striking out against a position player. Standing in will be Donnie Murphy. Murphy is homered, singled, scored 2 runs, knocked in 1. The pitch from Pauly is low and a ball. 1-0 the count. Nine homers now for Murphy. 32 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back into the mesh net. 1-1. 2 runs in the 9th inning means that the Wranglers will have finished this game scoring a run in 8 of the 9 innings. The 1-1 pitch. Murphy swings and misses. Big cut at a fastball from Pauly. I'll tell you what, we don't have a radar gun reading for the fans to see, but it looks like Pauly is humming it in there pretty good. I'd say at least the high 80s, which for a position player is not bad. At least he's not trying to throw knuckleballs like old Jose. Here's the 1-2, and that's low and inside 2-2. Maybe you see the reports that Jose Canseco is going to pitch in the Golden Baseball League All-Star game, the lowest rung of independent baseball available, and Canseco is going to pitch. Yikes. 2-2, line drive, it is foul, just about a couple of inches foul down the left field line. I'm not sure of many people who would pay to watch Jose Canseco pitch unless they think he's going to get injured again. It was comical to watch Jose pitch for the Texas Rangers. It's comical to watch him play the outfield for the Rangers. I'd say Pauly probably is a little bit of a better pitcher than Canseco. 2-2 count on Murphy, standing back in. First and second in the ninth for the Wranglers. They lead by 10. And here it is, up high. The stretch and the payoff pitch. A foul ball popped out of play. They're going to give it to some of the fans in the third base seats here. There was a story in the Democrat Gazette while we were on the road about the heckling that takes place here. There's still a good 8 or 9 guys giving it to the Wranglers. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball down the right field line. Shallow. Porter chasing it, foul territory. Haynes a slide and grab on the bullpen mound. Wow, that was, I'd say, the best play of the night. You got to give it to Haynes. You're trailing by 10. You're still making diving catches in the outfield. Wranglers scored 2 runs on 2 hits in the ninth. They strand a couple. And it is an 18-8 lead for Wichita. Last of the ninth is next on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Since 1901, the Arkansas Travelers have been making memories in the natural state, like John Young launching a home run over the Mills Freeway to win the 77 Texas League title. People still talk about the explosive performances of Captain Dynamite or the Travs leadoff batter for the 1976 season, 3'4" Roscoe Pete Stidman, and the unbelievable home run heroics of recent Travs Donnie Murphy and Mike Napoli.
And it's a grand slam! Donnie Murphy wins the game with a walk-off grand slam!
Now you, your friends, and family are invited to create some memories of your own as the Travs charge to the 74th and final season at Ray Winder Field.
Double play ends it. The Travs are the East Division champions.
Come share the excitement as Arkansas Travelers celebrate their history with another winning season. For tickets, call 664-1555 or visit Travs.com.
Henry Morales has hit another ball onto the freeway. Get out of here.
The Arkansas Travelers, still the greatest game on dirt.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We're in the last of the ninth inning, and the Travs need 10 to tie and 11 to win. Wichita 18, Travs 8. Nathan Haynes, who ended the top of the ninth with a gorgeous sliding catch on the Travs bullpen mound, will lead off the ninth inning. And Haynes is 2 for 4. The first pitch of the inning from Sung Young Song is low and outside for a ball. A victory in this ninth inning would be getting at least a base hit. Travelers haven't had a hit over the last 5 innings. 1-0 to Haynes, and that's fouled away. The last hit, Eric Rodlin's RBI single in the third. Haynes then followed that with a strikeout, and that started the string without a base hit. In fact, only, 16 of 18 have been set down by Wichita. Here's the 1-1. High strike called on Haynes on the outside corner, 1-2. A few hundred or so fans that are left are trying to get their money's worth here in the ninth inning. I haven't heard any beer sales yet. Here's a 1-2, a high fastball, and it's even. Wranglers will get a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. That's Juan Cedeno, a left-hander. Here's a 2-2 to Haynes. Swing and a miss, and Song strikes out his 4th consecutive batter and his 5th overall. He's been perfect through 2 1/3. Here's a 2-hitter, Aaron Peel. Peel delivered a sacrifice fly in the second inning, but he is 0 for 3 besides the sac fly. Here's Song's first pitch. Right-hander's fastball is chopped to third base, but it eats up Gordon, gets through him and into left field. A little bit of a bad hop. Going to be a base hit for Peel, a bad hop base hit into left. Chalk that one up to the ghost of Ray Winder. The 10th base hit of the night for the Travs. And Peel gets his first of the evening, and now Brandon Wood stands in. Wood 0 for 4, and the pitch from Song, a swing and a miss as he gets a fastball by him. Song throwing pretty hard, and when you get a starting pitcher who's converted back to a reliever, he can come in and air it out. Although with Song pitching in his 3rd inning, I still throw him pretty hard. 0-1, a swing and a miss again on a high fastball, strike 2. Wood a strikeout, a line out, ground out to third, and a pop to short. 4 for his last 34. Song into the stretch on a 2-strike pitch. It's low to Wood, ball 1. Wranglers 18, Travelers 8. Wichita will take a 3.5 game lead over the Travs, and check the score at Springfield and see what's going on at Hammond. Because the Travs could fall to a tie for 3rd place. The pitch is low, and it's 2-2. Springfield cruising at the moment, 9-3 Cardinals over the Drillers in the 9th inning, so it looks like Springfield will take a leap over the Travelers into second place. 2-2 count on Wood. Song comes home. Wood swings and misses at a fastball and becomes the 6th strikeout victim for Sun-Young Song. We got an early completed game due to rain at Midland. Midland finishes off San Antonio 7-2. The Missions lose their second straight. And with Corpus Christi losing to Frisco, blowing a 5-0 lead, the Missions remain 2 games off. Pitch to Brown is low, ball 1. In fact, Midland is going to leapfrog over Corpus Christi into second place. Just by a game and a half in back of San Antone. 1-0 to Brown. Swing and a miss. Boy, Song is throwing BBs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brad Knox got the win for Midland, and I think that's his 6th consecutive winning start, 10th win on the year. Allegra and Turner, long balls for the Hounds. 1-1 on Brown, 2 outs. Man at first, Peel. The pitch, check swing. No, they will appeal. He didn't go. So Daniel's still throwing in the bullpen, but it just looks like he's getting some work in. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Brown. Curveball low and away, ball 3. Be sure to join us for the Allstate Insurance postgame report as we'll check all the scores from the Texas and Major League. Get to the recap of this ball game, but if you think we're recapping 26 runs, you got another thing coming. 3-1 pitch. Brown takes strike 2 at the letters. With a count full, Terry Evans waits on deck. He'll get a head start, and the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a foul ball back over the roof of the ballpark, and we'll do it again. Tough night for the Travs, losing 18-8. It'll be their 4th straight loss. Song's payoff, ball 4, high and inside. So Brown walks for the 3rd time. Wrangler pitchers have issued just 4 walks overall, 3 of them to Matt, and here comes Frank White out of the dugout. Is he going to take Song out of the ball game? Song is an out away from getting a 3-inning save, and Frank White is pulling him out. He's going to Cedeno. Apparently needs some work in an 18-8 ball game. We'll take a 60-second break. Nowhere to go, so we'll let you take that break. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Talk, surf, watch, go, and save. Do it all and get it all with services from the new AT&T. Your world delivered. An extremely important pitching change for the Wranglers, and we'll be back after this. 18-8 Wichita on Air America Little Rock 1380.
Kirk Woolsey, we happen to know that you are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. So check out ATT.com. You can see all our best deals, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you even get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if ATT.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at ATT.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, as long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, levy charges, and federal universal service cost recovery Fiesta. High-speed internet loan credit applied after 3 months paid service and excludes FUS cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit AT&T.com for other details. Not available in all areas.
So Juan Cedeno comes on to try to get the final out of the ball game. It'll be Terry Evans with men at first and second. Cedeno's a southpaw, and his pitch is high and tight for a ball. Who knows how long this can go? Cedeno is second in the league with 60 walks. 60 walks in almost 70 innings. And his 1-0 to Evans is a strike on the inside corner. A member of the 40-man roster, Cedeno was in the starting rotation for 11 starts and was pulled with an ERA over 6. There's a 1-1 pitch to Evans, and he fouls it back, strike 2. Terry 2 for 4, 2 infield hits and a strikeout. He scored 1. So the numbers on Cedeno: 2-6, 6.46 ERA, 27th outing of the year. Strong, very impressive. 2 2/3 struck out 6 batters, gave up a hit and a walk, no runs. Not now, but he's responsible for the 2 men. Evans turns away from a fastball, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cedeno ready. He throws to the plate. Evans swings and tips it, and it's held on by Donachie, and the strikeout will end the ball game. Travelers do not score for the last 6 innings. They got a hit in the 9th. They're only a hit since the 3rd. They strand 2. Wichita wins this one by an 18-8 final score, and they bang out a season-high 6 home runs in the process. Well, the Travelers fall to 16-19 with their 4th straight loss. They'll fall 3.5 games out. Wichita at 19-15 extend their lead to 3.5 games. Winning pitcher will be Buckner. The loss goes to Billy Edwards, and Wichita wins at 18-8. We'll have the final totals and the recap next on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. This has been Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Mighty Eagle Classic. From Rocky Coast.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northwood, Illinois.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir. What's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir. Stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Tough one tonight for the Arkansas Travelers as they take it on the chin, losing to the Wichita Wranglers by an 18-8 final score. Phil Elson with you on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. Allstate wants you to know that it's time to make the world a safer place to drive. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands? Here are your unofficial final totals for the evening. The Wranglers score 18 runs on 19 hits. They commit no errors and strand 7. The Travelers score 8 runs on 10 hits with 2 errors, leaving 6 men on base. Get into the recap. Wichita stormed in front very early against Jesse Smith, who had allowed 3 runs by the time he had gotten the second out of the ball game. Leadoff single by Ángel Sánchez, doubled home by Alex Gordon, and Gordon scores when Mike Sweeney's lone at-bat of the game turns into a double to the right field corner. He'd go to third base on a wild pitch and score on a sac fly by Billy Butler, and the Wranglers capped a 4-run first inning with Mitch Maier's 12th home run of the year. 4-0 Wichita going into the second when they scored 2 more runs. Smith got ahead of Kila Ka'aihue with 2 strikes, but hit him with a fastball, putting Ka'aihue on. Adam Donachie then with a hit-and-run slow tapper that died in the infield grass, and Donachie reached for an infield single. Then Ángel Sánchez, a sacrifice bunt, was dropped at third by Matt Brown for an error, loading the bases for Gordon, and Gordon stroked a 2-run single to center field to give the Wranglers a 6-0 lead. Travelers came back, however, with 5 runs in the second inning. It started with Terry Evans beating out a ground ball to second base, but he was forced at second on a grounder by Greg Porter. Porter at first when Bobby Wilson taters a 2-0 pitch over the left field wall, his 9th home run of the year, and the Travs were within a 6-2 score at that point. Then Matt Pauley doubles to the right field corner and scores when Eric Rodlin yanks a base hit to right field. Rodlin scores all the way from first when Nathan Haynes sends a drive to the left center field gap for a triple. And then Haynes scores on a sac fly from Peel for the 5-run inning, and it was 6-5 Wichita going into the third. With a 2-run homer by Kila Ka'aihue off of Jesse Smith would make it 8-5 and end Jesse's night. And Bill Edwards came on in relief and was able to get the last 2 outs of the third inning without another run. So the Wranglers led 8-5 going into the third inning, with the Travelers stunned the crowd by rallying back to tie the game. It started with Billy Buckner walking Matt Brown to lead off. The next batter was Terry Evans, and he had a slow ground ball to third base. Gordon tried to throw the ball to second, but Brown beat the throw, and Evans was awarded an infield hit. So first and second when Greg Porter had a blooper into left field for a base hit that was able to load the bases for Bobby Wilson with nobody out. Wilson hit a ground ball to third base with Gordon throwing to second for the force out on Porter. Wilson was at first without a relay throw, and his RBI would score Brown, bringing the Travs within 2. They had first and third when Matt Pauley grounded out to second base. There's only one play with Wilson advancing to second. Evans scored on the play to make it an 8-7 Wichita lead. Then Eric Rodlin strokes a single to center with Wilson barely beating the throw home from Mitch Maier. Maier's throw was on the money. Wilson slid across the plate with his left hand outside the tag of Donachie. That would tie the game at 8 and sent this crowd into a tizzy. But that tie game lasted only a 1-out, as Edwards allowed a 1-out solo homer to Lubanski's 10th of the year. That would put the Wranglers up for good. That made it 9-8. They would score 5 more runs in the 5th inning. 2-run infield hit by, well, not an infield hit, but a bloop hit by Lubanski on the ball where Aaron Peel and Brandon Wood miscommunicated or didn't communicate. Not quite sure what happened. Wood leaped in to Peel and dropped the ball. It was called a base hit. 2 runs scored on the play, and that knocked out Edwards from the ball game. Miguel González entered and gave up a 3-run homer to Dee Brown, capping that inning. It's 5 runs on 4 base hits. Homer by Donnie Murphy off of González in the 6th inning. The Wranglers tacked on around to the 7th against Bob Zimmerman on a single by Billy Butler, and that gave every starter for the Wranglers at least 1 base hit. And when Matt Pauley came on in the 9th to try to close it out, he gave up a 2-run homer to Alex Gordon, his 15th of the season, and that made the Wranglers lead 18-8. That's the way it finished. Wichita wins it 18-8. Buckner the win, goes to 2-1. Edwards the loss. He is 7-5. Time of game is 3 hours 13 minutes, and the paid crowd 3,859. We'll check all the scores from the Texas and Major Leagues next on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
No, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because 2 great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SBC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world delivered.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travelers lose this one by an 18-8 final score, and we'll check all the scores across the Texas and Major Leagues. For those interested, you know that Mike Sweeney was here on rehab with the Wichita Wranglers today. Sweeney only lasted one at-bat, and apparently he tweaked his back again coming down the stairs in the Traveler dugout, and so Sweeney only made that one at-bat. And with his back pain continuing, I would say it's a long shot to have Sweeney come up and hit for the Wranglers tomorrow. So he lasted just one at-bat and did drive in a run and score a run, but then tweaked his back on the way back into the dugout. Checking the scores across the Texas League, they're all finals. Springfield wins their fourth straight, beating the Tulsa Drillers 9-3 with Gabe Johnson and Nick Stavinoa each hitting their fifth home runs of the season. Mike Parisi goes to 6-5, while Juan Murillo drops to 7-7. So the Drillers drop to 14-19. They're 4.5 games out. With Springfield at 16-19, they leapfrog over the Travs and are 3.5 games back. Travelers also 3.5, but Springfield has the season lead between those two teams. So Springfield in second place, the Travelers in third. Wichita at 19-15 are 3.5 games up. Over in the South Division, two final scores. Corpus Christi scored 5 runs in the first inning to take the lead against Frisco, but Frisco rallies back and wins it with 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth inning. 6-5 final score. Paul Estrada blows the save, gives up the lead and loses, drops to 5-4. Jeremy Ward, the winner, 2-1. Lone homer of the game hit by Hooks Mark Sacamano, his 9th of the season, but Corpus Christi still loses that ball game. Meanwhile, San Antonio and Midland were completed early because of rain. They played just 5.5 innings. Midland won it 7-2. Brad Knox won his 6th consecutive start, 10-3 on the season now, with Jason McIntosh falling to 4-2. 2 homers, both by the Hounds. Matt Allegra is 14th, and Lloyd Turner, number 8. So the standings in the Texas League South see that the Missions lose a game in the standings to Midland. San Antonio 21-14. They are a game and a half up on 19-15 Midland. Corpus Christi falls to third place at 19-16, while Frisco at 14-21. They're 7 games out of first place. Here are the games in the major leagues. First, the finals. It's the White Sox over the Baltimore Orioles 6-4. White Sox rally in the ninth with Ross Glode hitting a grand slam off Ray for the win. Thornton, the winner, 4-1. Ray is 1-3 with a loss. Former Traveler Bobby Jenks saved his 27th. Glode's grand slam, his first home run of the year. Brian Roberts homered for the Birds, his second. Cleveland shuts out Seattle 1-0, and a poetic way for them to win. Shin-Soo Choo, former all-star outfielder for the San Antonio Missions, who was traded just a few days ago from Seattle to Cleveland in the trade that got the Mariners Ben Broussard. Choo hits a home run in the 6th inning for Cleveland. That's the only run of the game. Cleveland wins it 1-0. He hit the homer off Felix Hernandez, who drops to 9-9, while Jeremy Sowers picks up the victory, goes the distance, a 5-hitter. He's 3-3. New York Yankees shut out the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 6-0 behind a 2-hit shutout from Chin-Ming Wong. Wong now with a dozen wins against 12 losses. Corker in the loser. He's 4-2. Bernie Williams at his 8th home run. Detroit Tigers beat Minnesota in 10 innings, a 3-2 score. Francisco Liriano and Zach Miner matched up in an outstanding pitching matchup of young hurlers, but neither figured into the decision. Rodney gets the winner. He's 5-3. Ricardo Rincon allowed the run of the 10th. He's 3-1. Todd Jones shut down Minnesota in the 9th, saved his 28th. Kansas City walloped Texas 11-3 in the first game as a Ranger for Carlos Lee. Did have a couple of base hits, but still loses. Former Midland Rockhound third baseman Mark Teahan homered for the Royals as 12th. And it was Hudson the winner. Luke Hudson 3-3. Vicente Padilla drops to 10-7 for the Texas Rangers. Finals out of the National League. Cincinnati 4, the Milwaukee Brewers 3. Eric Milton, his 7th win of the season, and Eddie Guardado saved his 6th. Matt Wise, the loser, is 5-5. Pedro Martinez returns for the Mets, gives up 4 runs in the first inning of the Braves, but did not allow a run the rest of the way. The Mets beat Atlanta 6-4, getting homers from Jose Reyes and David Wright. Pedro now 8-4 with the win, while Billy Wagner saved his 21st, and Horacio Ramirez, the losing pitcher, falls to 5-4. Pittsburgh shuts out San Francisco 3-0, and the Pirates actually out-hit the game 7-6, but the Giants still lose their 5th straight. Kip Wells, finally, first win of the season, while former Pirate Jason Schmidt loses to the Bucks and falls to 7-7. Mike Gonzalez worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the 9th and saved his 17th. Florida beats Philadelphia 4-1. with 3 runs in the 9th inning for the Fish. Ricky Nolasco, the winner, 9-6 record. With Brett Myers, the loss goes to 6-5. Ryan Howard hit the only homer of the game. The Philly first baseman hit his league-high 33rd. Former Traveler John Mabry helped the Chicago Cubs to a 6-5 win over St. Louis with his 3rd home run of the year. 6 runs in the 4th for the Cubs, keyed by a Scott Rowland error. Clint Marmol, the winner, is 4-4. Jason Marquis, the loss, 12-8. Ryan Dempster saved his 19th. Here the game is in progress. Arizona and Houston have played into the 11th inning, tied 7-7. A couple of former Texas Leaguers going deep in that game. Former El Paso Diablo Carlos Quentin hit his 4th home run for Arizona, while former Round Rock Express outfielder Luke Scott hit his 1st for Houston. Another former Texas Leaguer goes deep. Former driller Matt Holliday launched his 18th as the Colorado Rockies lead San Diego 3-1 in the 9th inning at Coors Field. L.A. Dodgers scored 4 runs in the 2nd inning. Another former Texas Leaguer, Andre Ethier, hits his 9th home run of the year, and the Dodgers lead the Nats 4-1 in the 3rd inning at Dodger Stadium. Oakland over Toronto 2-1. That's in the 5th inning. The A's have a half-game lead over the Angels coming into action tonight, and the Angels have a 7-2 lead at Boston in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Red Sox carried a 2-1 lead into the 7th, but the Angels rallied for 6 runs and have that 5-run lead going into the last of the 7th inning. Those are all the scores, and they're brought to you by Southwest Airlines on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Want to go online to southwest.com and find out over 2,100 daily nonstop flights on southwest.com. Well, the Travelers lose this one by an 18-8 final score, and we'll wrap things up after this on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always follows the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safely. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with the Safe Driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Reward. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible awards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Well, Phil, it's Clunker Car Night at Ray Winder Field Tuesday, August the 8th, and the Arkansas Traveler team, we've got them. We're the largest Clunker car dealer in the state, Wild Phil, and we're not selling them, we're giving them away. Over 9 used cars given away free, and the Arkansas Traveler team is out to prove we're the #1 Clunker car promoter in America. Be here at Ray Winder Field, Wild Phil, on Tuesday, August the 8th, and win a free Clunker car.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Wrapping things up here at Ray Winder Field as the Wichita Wranglers slug out 19 base hits, score the season-high 18 runs, and beat Arkansas by an 18-8 final score. Phil Elson here with you to close things out on the Allstate Insurance post-game report. Wichita's final total is 18 runs, 19 hits, no errors. They stranded 7. The Arkansas Travelers scoring 8 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 6. Winning pitcher tonight will be Billy Buckner. With 6 innings, allows 9 hits, 8 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. He's 2-1. ERA at 6.96. But you got to give credit to Buckner. He allowed all 8 runs and all 8 of the hits that he gave up, well, all 9 of the hits he gave up over the first 3 innings in the pitch shutout ball in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Certainly earned the win. The loss goes to Bill Edwards. Edwards drops to 7-5. He gives up 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 3 walks in 2 1/3 innings. Edwards falls to 7-5, ERA up to 5.89. The Travelers' ERA, which came in today with the highest in all of minor league baseball, is 5.64. It is up now to 5.76. So this late in the season, 18 runs in 9 innings means the ERA was bumped up 12 points. BC Powder player of the game, Alex Gordon, hits 4 base hits, including a homer for the 4th consecutive night. He drove in 5 runs, scored 4 times. Somebody get Alex Gordon to AAA or the Major Leagues now, and he will be the BC Powder player of the game. BC Powder, the official pain reliever of the Arkansas Travelers. BC gets into your system fast, and BC goes to work fast. headaches, backaches, muscle pain. Nothing works faster than BC. Use as directed. This ball game took 3 hours and 13 minutes, and the paid house 3,859. Travelers fall to 16-19 in the second half, 40-64 overall. They're 3.5 games behind the division-leading Wranglers, who have now posted 19 wins and 15 losses since the break, 53-51 overall. Season series, it's still in favor of Arkansas. Travelers have won 11, and the Wranglers have won 9. We got a double dip of baseball love tomorrow here at Raywinder Field, with the first game starting at 6:30. Nick Green takes the hill for the Travs in the opener, 6-1 record, 5.07 ERA. He'll be opposed by Zach Greinke. Right-hander is 4-2 with a 5.93 ERA. Travs go with Johnny Bullpen in second game to be announced. They won't know who's going to pitch until the first game is over. And Tyler Lumsden makes his debut as a Kansas City Royal farmhand, a left-hander traded from the White Sox to the Royals in the Mike McDougall deal last week. Lumsden 9-4, 2.69 ERA at AA Birmingham in the Southern League. And again, 6:30 first pitch. It's kickball night with kickballs to the first 1,000 paid kids 14 and under, courtesy of Riceland and KATV. Hope to have you at the ballpark. The gates open at 5:30. But if you can't make it to the Old Yard, we'll have the ITT Tech pregame show at 6:10 here on Air America, Little Rock 1380 KDXE. Big thanks, as usual, to Matt Alderman back at the studios. And for the folks at MinorLeagueBaseball.com, I'm Phil Elson. We thank you for tuning in to our broadcast tonight from Raywinder Field in Little Rock, Arkansas. Final score, Wichita 18 and the Travelers 8. Fourth straight loss for the Travs, but it's still just a game. And we'll be talking baseball again tomorrow night.
Today's game has been brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.